Welcome to the show. You look incredible, like a dessert that owns a yacht.
That's exactly the vibe I was going for. You know, sweet but slightly out of your tax bracket.
Mission accomplished. How does one even shop for a suit when your head is...
Blazing the whip, gotta vanquish the needs. My kingdom for some poppy seeds, yo.
Gold on my neck, gold on my hand. Purple with the stripes, that's the walk of a man. Sidewalk shining, city lights humming. Every step I take, they know a boss is coming.
Is that a poppy seed? You realize I'm your PO, right? Straight to booking.
Hey, we love that umbrella guy. All right. Thank you.
I'm calling from Los Angeles, and I'm having a little problem under the name ThATuMBRELLAgUy. I sent him my phone number at least 20 times in the chat and told him to call me. He ignored me, or I'm a man. I filed the report. If you guys could take a look at it and give me a call back, I would love to hear what you guys can do to help us. We really need to kind of stop this guy at least until Monday. I told him to call me, or I'm a man.
You know what? I talk to your man.
Army of one. Getting masked up and rolling over snitches. Sitting them like the cruise line, baby, to throw out the E-stitches. A wrecking ball to all their scams, the grifts they sold as free. The lawyers, the lies, the 50s is paid, blocking out the only me. How many claims are left in ruins? Oh, let us count the ways. A memorial, 20K on fencing, a fortune turned into 80K. What's the sound of two brain cells fighting for last place? If you guess the ecosystem, that's right. You got lies about money, a fortune squandered, thousands flagrantly misused. And unlike sickness, there's sadly no cure for stupid. This isn't just a mic drop, it's yet another nuke, asking what they're gonna do when their money turns to poof. The greatest truth out there, they know the truth in what I wrote. But to quote you ecosystem pals, they've already tossed you off the boat. I hope you can float, lady, because they've abandoned you. Abandoned. That's right.
What's up, folks? How's it going today? Welcome to a really crazy day, actually. Yesterday was a meltdown day. You know, Megan, I found out something, by the way. It's really strange. I found out that you and I apparently are fighting, and I'm very
I heard that.
Yeah, I'm the last person to know about this. I'm like, really? Damn it.
Well, I didn't know. I didn't know about it either until I heard about it on Facebook or something, which is weird. Normally, you would think I would know if we were fighting, but I didn't. I'll tell you what happened on Christmas, though. It's an interesting story. It's a terrible story, really. It's a story of overindulgence. Yes, we might need a violin for this story. So, yeah, my husband, you know, he's the baker in the family. Well, it turns out he made a poppy seed cake.
Oh, no. He baker acted you.
He made a poppy seed cake, and I ate a lot of it. And then I realized, oh my God, I don't even know what happened after that. I'm not sure. I must have passed out or maybe OD'd on poppy seeds. I don't know. He makes it every year. I never noticed this was a problem until this year. And, I think I'm lucky that we had Narcan in the house. And, I was brought out of my poppy seed stupor. But it was past midnight by the time I realized, oh crap, I missed the show. But poppy seeds will do that to you. You got to be really careful with the poppy seeds.
That could have ended you right there.
I could have died. I
am glad you're still okay.
Okay, the real truth is that I really thought it was Friday. That's it. Actually, although he did make a poppy seed cake, he makes one every year. But I thought it would be funny to blame that. But no, I thought it was Friday. I had this idea in my head all day that it was Friday, and I don't work on Fridays. And I was entertaining, and so I put my phone down at around 6 o'clock the last time I texted you. And I was, serving. We do hors d'oeuvres.
See, that's the funny thing. Like, we had communicated everything that day, and it was like just a business as usual day.
I know. And then around 6, I put my phone down after the last text I sent you, and I was like running around serving people because I had family here, and like we were doing hors d'oeuvres, and like I just had it in my head that it was Friday and I wasn't working, and I didn't realize until midnight that it was Thursday. I was like, oh shoot, I saw your text and I was like, oh, I was supposed to be there.
Well, you missed out on Tina. That's the sad part. But good news though. She is going to be coming on another day. So
who? Oh, Tina. Yeah. So,
we'll make sure.
And I really enjoyed the show. I listened to it at midnight when I realized
Tina was a good guest. I was like, she had good mic handling. She came across really well.
I thought she did really, really well. And I don't think anything was missed by me not being there. I thought it was really good. Other than making you worry for nothing. I'm sorry about that. But I also had a crazy weekend, so I didn't get to pay attention to what was really going on this weekend either. So you're going to have to catch me up because unfortunately, my oldest, Spawn, who those of you now know as Veronica because she's been doxxed and she doesn't mind that she's my adult child. She's a skier. And she had a very nasty accident on Saturday night. And we went to the orthopedic surgeon today to get it, x-rayed and everything and examined. She chose not to go to the ER, so she toughed it out for all day yesterday until we could get an appointment. And she has a torn MCL and ACL.
Ooh,
it's real bad. She is very, very upset. She has to give up her job. She has to have major surgery.
That's a recovery, for sure.
Her skis did not pop off. And she's a veteran skier. She's been skiing since she was, 11. And she's almost 20. So, and she works at the mountain. So she is a very good skier. It's not like she's an amateur. She isn't, but it was icy conditions. We had an ice storm. And she just had very bad luck. She caught an edge of an ice patch, and then her skis did not pop off. So when she tumbled, the skis got caught, obviously, and her knee went the other way. And she is in real bad pain. And of course, now because of drug addicts, they won't even give you pain meds when torn. She's on antibiotics. She's on not antibiotics, ibuprofen and Tylenol.
That's crazy. That is crazy. Because I remember, I realized that they are trying to make up for the old days, but I remember like what my stepfather needed for pain management back in the day. He used to eat Dilaudid and use pain patches. Now the fentanyl, the real thing, like he used them like they were going out of style, and they managed it. But nowadays, can't even imagine them giving you.
No, you can't get anything. And it's incredible to me. You know how I feel about it is like, well, then take them off the market
Right.
Just take them off the stop. Just take them off completely. If you're not going to give somebody, a Vicodin or whatever, 5 Vicodin to get so that she can sleep for a week, when she needs to sleep, when she's torn 2 major ligaments in her knee, then
Right.
why do you even
What's
have
the
them
take?
anymore?
Right. Exactly.
What
I
are they
agree.
for? Like, I'm actually going to get into a fight with the doctor over it. I'm going to go to war over it because it is not okay that they won't even give her 3, 4, 5 pills, like
No,
for
it
when it's
shouldn't
real
be.
bad.
That should not be how it goes. That's
No,
not
it's
what these are
terrible.
supposed to
It's
be
terrible.
about.
And it's not like, we all know the dangers. We all
Mhm.
know the dangers of pain medicine being addictive, and we all know the signs to look for. And I think it's completely reasonable, right, for your physician to be like, okay, I'm going to give you 5 so that you can manage for this week, when you need to sleep. So
I
take it
don't
at
even
night.
think that's fair because it's like this. Not everybody's got the dollar dues and the time and everything else to be popping up every freaking week at a place. I mean,
I
that's
know, but I would even accept that.
mm,
Because if you need to put such a strong guidelines around it, fine. But I don't understand why we all have to suffer because some people are addicted.
well,
And
not even that. It was because doctors would do that. I mean, I remember how doctors they caused me problems back when because they would just shovel anything at you. But we're not talking about enough for a few, a couple of weeks or more. We're talking about ridiculous amount. Like when I had pain in my side and my knees, and they were like, okay, well, here's 1,500 Percocet.
holy cow.
Yeah, I was like, holy.
Oh my God.
Now you
Those
can
things,
see.
and Percocet just makes you feel drunk. It doesn't really take the
Oh
pain away,
no,
or at
man,
least
that
it
would.
never did for me.
No, that made me work. Like I cleaned the house.
I took a Percocet once for a really bad headache, and it just made it. I still had the headache, and I just felt like I was on a moving ship.
Mm.
So I was like, yeah, this is bad. I don't ever want one of those again.
Which sucks, like you said, for people who need them, especially, because it's not about, it's not supposed to be about removing it from everyone. It's supposed to be about removing it from people who don't need it.
Yeah.
Now, today, I want to note that today we're going to have a little fun. We're going to do something. We're going to shout out one of our favorite people with a little segment that we call Monetize Marla. That's right, monetizing Marla. You know why? Because our favorite person hiding behind the freaking drapes, watching out for PIs and the FBI. Blaming Jeremy about closing down their favorite fishing hole. So I imagine it like this. Wasn't that sad? Let's make sure she catches something today, okay? So if we get enough monetized Marlas coming in the chats, we'll let her catch something. Wouldn't that be fantastic, Now, now, the reason this is happening is because Marla wants some, apparently. In fact, apparently Marla got in my face. She told me
In your
to my
face? Hold on. I haven't even seen your face. Oh, except this is so funny. I did have a dream the other night that I saw your face. We were in the car for hours, and I didn't realize that you didn't have your mask on for like 2 hours.
Mm.
And then I looked at you and I was like, oh my God, Tug, it's your face. And you turned and looked at me, and you had sunglasses on, and you took them off, and you were Asian.
Yeah. God, why would you say that live on Asian?
You and your secret Asian face.
Yeah, you got me
Wait,
there.
the funny part is I've seen your face. So the funny part is that my subconscious has just completely forgotten that I've seen your face. It's just, and in my dreams, you are Asian. So
That's
just
hilarious.
saying.
Oh my God. I
But
mean,
she said this to your face.
yeah,
It's
apparently,
hardly anyone has ever seen.
here's her talking about. She said, no, she was like, Tug blocked me. That's right. To Don, our favorite. Oh, you missed out on Don getting
Don.
talked to like a dog by
Oh, when
Marla.
he was kissing ass, seriously kissing
Oh, he
ass.
was. He was like, "Oh,
I sent you a couple of screenshots of that.
I
He's
saw
back to
one.
totally kissing Lisa's feet.
Yeah, he was like too. He was like, "Oh, Tug should pay me because he talked about me the other day." Yeah, I talked about how these people were talking to you like you were nobody, like you were a damn dog, and apparently, I guess you liked it. But Marlo was like, Tug blocked me. I reminded him to his face that he was lying about the memorial. Now I was like, that's interesting. Now, Mon could have blocked Marla for something, but I was like, I don't think Marla's blocked. I really don't. So I decided, I would do the more interesting thing about that. I would check. Now I'm going to show people something here. Now this is how to check that. This is why. Okay, give me 1 second. I got to up here. So the easiest way to check to see if somebody is blocked, very simple process, actually. I can go over, I can look, and I'll look at their profile. It will tell me whether or not they're blocked in. There's two ways. I'll show you the first one here. Check this out. Give me 1 second. So here, this is Marla's. These people forget, we know how to use this platform. And apparently, man, Marla, by the way, interests include crafting, fishing instructions, insurrection, and music.
Okay. Wait a minute. Who's that in the music? That's not Bruce, is it?
I'm gonna no, that's
Like
not
the music
No,
playlist?
that's Prince. But what's funny is
kinda
it
looks
does look like
Bruce.
remember that
Remember
concert
that?
he did?
Yes.
Yeah.
We have
Oh
got
God,
to
that was funny.
find that.
Now, is Marla a flat earther?
Oh my God, is she?
I don't know. It's got a Google Earth hack, but it looks like a little flat Earth. Maybe it's just highlighted. I don't know. I'm too lazy to watch it. But I thought that was funny. I looked, I was like, so her favorite hobbies are crafting, fishing, insurrection, and music. Now you can look at somebody's profile and you can tell right away, like whether they've been blocked or not, just by the way they appear. Here it's not as noticeable in your desktop, but if you're ever curious about this, by the way, say you're running YouTube channel, you're like, hey, did I block this person or not? What you can do, like the simplest thing, I like to pull them up on the phone really fast, pull the drop down up on them. Here, let me put a screenshot there. Send it over, and you can see, like you pull them up, and you have this little part right here, and it says if they're blocked, they will be hidden, so it will say unhide, because they're already hidden. Well, Marla wasn't hidden. That means she's not blocked.
Oh,
so she's sitting out here talking like, I did all this stuff, I'm such a badass. And it's like, yeah, most likely, like any of the other delusions that she's had. I don't think so.
She'll probably claim that you just unhid her, but I know Tug does not spend time hiding people from his channel. Tug doesn't even read the chat. Literally hardly ever does he look at the chat because he's looking at other screens.
Yeah.
So there's no way that he's seeing something in the chat that's, I have to block this person.
Marla coming over here, God, that would have been so fun. Actually, what I did.
We can actually ask the mods. We know the mods didn't block her though because she was unhidden. No. She wasn't hidden.
Unless you're hurting the channel. Some of these weirdos, they always ask. There's been a few that even like disruptive clowns, they don't get blocked until big
screenshots or it didn't happen, Marla.
Yeah,
screenshots or it never happened. I don't believe her. Mods, do you remember ever seeing Marla in this chat? The mods here are very dedicated. They're here every stream. One of them at least would remember seeing Marla huge in the chat. So I'm going to ask them that.
How would they not notice? I mean,
well, they would have to know. She would take up half the chat.
As part of is part of Monetize Marla, though. Like, I wanted to find out something. So I've been working very diligently to find out a few things because I wanted to have a really nice event today for Marla. Now, we're not funding, we're just monetizing Marla, just to note that. This is not a funding exercise. But apparently, Marla's favorite fishing hole is right over here in a little area that is now not for sale. I wonder why, huh?
Huh.
Now, I was talking to Mr. Hales about this wonderful thing because I was like, I would like to commemorate Marla there. We've been in a commemorating mood, and some people tell me I'm a little OCD and I like to do things in threes. So, I'm doing the bench.
Really? You do
the
things in
barn.
threes? Is that true? You do things in threes?
Yeah, usually.
Oh, that's really funny.
Yeah,
My
they're
daughter
awesome.
is like my daughter's like that too.
I like it. It's a nice
She's
clean
exactly
number.
the same. She's exactly like that. She is a little OCD also. When she tells me the things that she does in groups of threes, I'm like, are you is this real? Are you serious? She's like, yeah, doesn't everyone? I'm like, no, everyone does not do this, but if it makes you happy.
Yeah, as long as you don't have catastrophic thinking that comes with it, where you're like, if I don't flip the light switch 3 times, then the world will end. That's bad. That's when it's a little. You're like,
Yeah, no, she doesn't
get
have
help.
that. But she does have a hilarious ritual that she does in the shower with washing her hands. She washes her hands in the shower, and the explanation for this is hilarious.
Yeah,
But
I like to when I wash my hands, I like to roll them 3 times. Just really good.
Okay.
One,
Yep.
one. Not
Yep.
in 1, 2, 3, but 1, 1, 1. It just,
1, 1, 1. Oh, that's interesting.
yeah,
Okay.
but no, I know it's in threes.
She
I'm
does
like,
the
man,
exact
if I ever really
same
lose
thing.
my memory, I'm gonna be stuck there and be like 1, 1, 1, 1. What number was I
1.
on?
1. Where was I? No,
But
that's funny.
I've been thinking a lot about the favorite fishing hole though, and what I was
Yeah.
thinking, because I'm that commemorative kind of person. I thought what we could do. Now, I don't want to. At first, I thought we could concrete in the old fish, and I thought, it'd be a lot of work to move all those fish and the wildlife, right? So you got to
That's
enclose
true.
it instead,
Oh,
'cause
put a fence around it.
yeah, something,
A
maybe put a dome
privacy
over it.
fence. How about a privacy fence?
An electric privacy. I mean, not that it
Electric.
matters. I mean, Marla again is a shut-in, so I don't even understand how she has a favorite fishing hole, like or how
Is that real?
Hale.
Does she really fish, or is this
Yeah,
just
yeah.
like
Actually,
lore?
the story behind this, apparently, the reason she supposedly hates Hales, by her own admission, is that he quote unquote stole her favorite fishing hole when he moved there, which weirdly enough wasn't his at first. So I don't know how that works, but anyway, yeah, that's her obsession point, and apparently I've found out quite a bit about Marla, but we'll talk about that in a minute. But what I was thinking is, you can report places to Google Earth. We could report this specific place here after we put it in as a monument. We will call it the pond that never was.
Or the pond that one time was.
No, I want it never
The
was.
pond that never will be again.
Never was. Why? Because, can't even mention it anymore. See, what we do is we transplant the fish. We take them somewhere else. So like drooling idiots, rolling around. I can't even imagine. I'm trying to imagine her in a.
Jeremy could auction off the fish as
That would be
pets.
fun. She could buy them, She could carry them on leashes behind her mobility scooter.
Leashes.
Her quote unquote limousine, as she apparently calls it. But she and that's not a shot at mobility scooter. I'm just saying, for her, it's just a weird thing for me to think, like, how is she supposedly getting out here in the sticks to the nothing while she's a shut-in that is morbidly obese, and I just don't understand it. Again, that's not a shot at anyone. I'm just like, how can you blame him for this stuff? But what we could do is we could maybe put up a concrete statue here. Imagine this. Like you go out there, instead of a pond, you find a giant concrete statue with a weirdo peeking out of a set of curtains, thinking that a PI is going to get him. What do you think? That sounds pretty nice, right?
Yeah, I love it. I love it. I love
I mean, free the
everything
fish,
about
baby.
it.
Free the fish. And that way, also, Marla always wanted to leave her mark on the world. That's why she acts like a total idiot out there. So she'd be able to leave her mark on the world, with the pond that never was. I think that's a beautiful idea. It's almost poetic.
Or maybe he could turn it into a private fishing pond that everyone except Marla is
Except
allowed to
Marla.
come to. There could be like signs with her picture on it, like not her. Anyway, he could put security
That would be
guards
funny.
there
There'd be
to turn
there'd be
her away.
signs. There'd be little statues for her, like when she's peeking out of the curtains. You have her face right there. You'll be like, now the facial identification software
Yep.
says that's
Yep.
not you. Yep.
Like at the airport, you're standing in
Yep.
front of this camera. He could issue what the Hales fishing licenses, and you have to apply to him to get one, and
Yeah.
she would always be denied. I love
See?
this idea.
I love it too. Hashtag monetize Marla. So
Monetize Marla.
if you're feeling like you like this product here, you want to support it. Besides likes and make sure that you send in your monetized Marlas.
Monetized Marlas.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Because I mean, honestly, what we need here today, we need Marla to catch something,
Marla money.
Marla money. What we need, look, she got. Oh, right. And oh my God, this time she feels something. Oh, look, blue bucket. She caught one. Did you see that? That was amazing. It was. That was amazing. Yeah. We got to let her catch something today, folks. So, like I said, hashtag monetize Marla.
Let's call it
make sure.
Marla Moolah. Send the Marla
The
Moolah.
Marla Moolah.
Marla Moolah.
monies.
Well, we had bench bucks before, and now we have Marla Moolah.
Oh, man. I mean, it's an important day. Yeah. Apparently from the things that I find out, I find out that again, that of course, one of the fun things that I found out was, and again, you can do whatever you want with social media, but Marla sits around all freaking day long all day freaking long, just hoping one of these weirdos pops up, so she can get in there. I mean, the residents, apparently, they reportedly just hate her because she's all drama, They block her from local pages. They're like, oh, not that again. Hashtag monetize Marla. Oh, my God. Oh, yeah. She, in fact, was reportedly one of the main hate page creators. She was a co-creator. In fact, she's been in the Hate Jeremy Hales thing for a long time. Kind of crazy, huh?
Yeah, it is weird, especially because I want to know what her villain origin story is.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it's fishing hole. It's a fishing hole.
It's the fishing hole? How can it be?
She thinks
fishing
Jeremy Hale
hole?
snatched her favorite fishing hole away. Like, no joke.
When did she think this?
Oh, when did she think? She's thought it for a while. She's been in that anti-Hale's forefront for
I don't even
long,
know the
long
fishing
time.
hole lore. So let me get this straight. Marla Hughes.
Marla,
had a
who is again, I'm not being mean when I say this. I want to be noting this because I know people have mobility issues and it leads to, weight gain and stuff, but she is
Sure.
a morbidly obese shut-in who is
But she hiked back into the woods somewhere
yeah,
in
she's
Gator
apparently a mobility scooter that runs down
Forest
the road, I suppose.
to go fishing in a fishing hole. Okay, that tracks. So let me get this straight. So she's got a favorite fishing hole. Let's just assume for a moment that she can get there. That she can hike back, across all the twisted roots and dodge all the gators and the snakes and get to this fishing hole. So she had this fishing hole she would go to once a week, once a month, whatever. And then one day, what happened where the fishing hole was not
She
available?
blames Jeremy for
But what
buying
happened?
it
Did she
up.
run into like a private property trespassing sign?
I'm very unclear on that. I'm not sure how that tracks. Apparently, somehow Jeremy Hales took away her favorite fishing spot, though. That's just,
But does he even own that property?
Didn't own that property.
Well, he might own it currently, but
Didn't
at the
own it.
time that she thought he did he? I thought the thing was just for sale just now.
No, not anymore. It's off the market now.
Well, it's off the market now. And how
Yeah.
long ago did that happen? Do we know? Do we know the details? Doesn't matter. Just
Well,
am I
we
asking
know
too
the
many questions?
yeah. I don't want to give away all the fun parts, but
Oh, okay. So
yeah.
I'm not so what you're saying is I'm not supposed to know
No,
all
Marla's
the
not
details
supposed to
right
know.
now. Oh,
Marla Hughes is
okay.
not supposed to know.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. You just imagine, like I said, stuck in her house.
Mhm.
Fishing. Look at that. Oh man, hoping for a bite. Hoping for it. Oh yeah. You just
The
gotta get in
bunny
there.
slippers are killing me. Wait, maybe she's one of those fly fishermen and she can fly that thing all the way to the pond from her porch.
No, attracting flies is not fly fishing. I know that I know that some of these people like that, these really gross people, they think like, oh, look, I'm a fly fisherman. No, just because you attract them does not mean that you are a fly fisherman.
Oh boy.
Ugh, yes.
Okay. Well, color me confused or confuzzled, as
Imagine Jeremy Hales.
the
He's like,
mods
what
would
the
say.
freaking hell is happening here?
When the freaking Hales. My favorite new word that the mod squad has been using is confuzzled. I'm confuzzled. Stacy or one of those people, I don't know, Tina or I don't know, what are their names? Titty Mouthwash, I don't know, said I'm confuzzled. God, that show was so funny, by the way. I listened to the whole thing. Was it last night?
Huh.
The whole thing. And from the fake tears to the lips was my friend.
Oh God, that
to
was
oh God, it was epic, you
it
guys.
was.
It was so funny.
It was. I think all of you really look, so much happened, and apparently there's going to be more stupid, but so much happened yesterday
Oh,
that there is no way we can get it in one show. I mean, it is really that much crazy. My favorite thing, I think really a good introduction to a lot of what happened. Jeremy put out a short today. Did you see that?
no, I haven't seen anything. I've been at
Oh.
doctors all day, and then there was a party, a neighbor party. So like I literally just walked in the house, opened the computer, sat down, and like got on. Like I don't know what's been going on. I'm completely
Oh man.
out
Well,
of the
that
loop,
they went nuts
calculating what
because
it's going to cost me for a major surgery.
yeah.
By the way, the brace that they put her in, the
Mhm.
thing is made out of plastic. Okay, it's all plastic. It's poorly made. It's cheaply made. It's probably made in China. The thing to like do the dial to make it bend or not bend is almost broken. Like, guess how much money that's going to run the insurance. Just take a guess.
I have no idea. It's a doctor thing. I'm like,
$980 for a cheap plastic
crap.
leg brace.
That sounds about
I thought the crutches were going to be what was so expensive. They were $75. $75. I'm like, oh my God. And the crutches are made better than the leg brace that she has to wear. So, screw insurance companies. And I'm glad that I'm going to hit my deductible in the beginning of the year, and they're going to have to pay for everything after that. And I'm going to stick it to them this year. I'm going to find everything I need to go get looked at after I hit that deductible, man.
God, man. That's what I'm slipping in. So I got tomorrow morning at 6:40 in the AM. I got to be at Vanderbilt. I've got
I know.
Yeah, I got
See,
that
this worked
neurological
out well that we
assessment test.
switched this week.
They're just like, yeah. So it worked out. Actually, it works out for both of us pretty well. But
I figured though that like by me telling you I needed you to host tonight, that it would fuel the fighting rumors even more. Like, how come Tug's going on tonight? I wonder if Megan's even going to be there.
I love the fact that like it's so dumb because it's like wait a minute, we were just on Wednesday, although they were like, he didn't participate enough Wednesday. I was like, I participated enough. I had kids running around,
Tug's
I mean, all
always
kinds of
quiet
shit.
on panel streams.
Yeah, I'm
because
not a big
It's too
paneler.
chaotic.
Yeah, well,
And he just doesn't want to interrupt people and stuff. It's not
yeah, I
'cause
believe
he's
in
not.
mic decorum. I'm okay with overrunning one guest, but when I'm overrunning 5 or 6, it really
Yeah.
fucks with me. So,
Well,
but no,
and
it was
I
fun. That was a
wasn't
good
gonna
night.
I wasn't gonna do it. I was gonna try and have them play not on stream, but then it
Did you
got too frustrating trying to share the code to, like, 8 different people.
did you see
So I
that
was just
they
like, "I'll just
stole
get
it?
in here."
Did you know
Huh?
that? Did you see they did indeed play games? Like
Oh,
you were like,
yeah, like I said, and their
yeah.
games were so bad.
Oh, it went really badly. That was very funny.
Look at this. Rosewoods says, "Megan, your poppy seed story was more believable than that story of your loss of memory." No, haven't you ever thought that, like, a day was you were off a day? Like,
Actually,
I spent the entire day on Thursday thinking it was a Friday.
no, I kept looking to redirect to Jay. It was funny because that night I kept thinking he has people watch tonight, right? Because I kept thinking it was Friday at the end because
See?
it's a major holiday. Holidays really throw me off on the day.
See, it's not just me. Tug
Yeah.
thought it was Friday too.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Actually,
no,
I'm
I really did.
much like 2L. I'm trying to really contain the tears, because of the betrayal,
He thought that I was
like the
his
lips
friend.
betrayal. Oh my God,
I
that's
really
what she
thought.
was. Oh God, the lips thing has been really their reaction. Being serious for just a minute about that, they admitted that Lips is mentally ill. They said
Oh
extremely
my God, they did
ill.
admit it in
Yeah.
multiple times.
Mhm.
And Lisa, out of her own mouth, said she's manic. She's in a manic phase. You can tell by the videos she's putting out. And then in the next sentence, she says, she was sending me all these videos she was doing about Megan. And, I don't know, like, I was like, okay, cool, whatever.
Yeah.
Oh,
But she's also
really?
said, "Oh, she has demons as well," you know? I
Uh-huh.
mean, that was
So
her
you
word.
see
She has
someone who's
demons.
being a friend of yours, who's in a manic phase, putting out crazy videos. And you don't say to her, "Maybe you shouldn't be doing this right now. Maybe you should take those
Right.
down because you're gonna be liable for what you're saying right now." Don't tell me for 1 second that Lisa Lee didn't know that the things that Leslie was saying about me on those videos was actionable.
Oh, man. Well, they were so crazy in those videos that, they were saying that they thought all of that stuff was AI. Oh, her video. And it was like, no, she's just
What?
pointing them. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So part of the part of their crowd that they attract, they were like, that can't be her. And then, of course, they gave away the game and said, yes, it was. I'm sure later
Also,
on.
by the way, her chat did not know she faked the obituaries. Because Lisa talked about it, about her faking the her own obituary,
Mhm.
and a bunch of people in that chat were like, "She did that? Oh my God, that's crazy." And a bunch of them in the chat, after Lisa lied, by the way, and told everyone that I admitted calling the school where Lips worked. First of all, let me say this again loud and clear. I never contacted that high school. And if you people you keep mixing me up with Rosalind Duke, I don't know
Well,
why.
and Rosalind didn't call, though.
No,
Rosalind
she
wrote
emailed.
and wanted clarification because you got this person saying that there was a police report, including just out of the blue. And they were like, Aunt Rosalind Duke. And it's like, wait, what? Why am I getting mentioned in this?
Oh my God. Jeremy just said, that reminds me. I have a text from Fleesa telling Lips to put all the defamatory videos on a website so they can't be taken down. So not only does she know that her friend is manic and doing things that could hurt her, she encourages her to do something that would hurt her even more.
Yeah, well, that's the MO right here. These people, they will walk people into a lawsuit and then they abandon them,
Mhm.
And it's crazy. And here's the thing, Leslie, look, I'm not a fan of yours in any way, shape, or form. Okay. I don't have any nicety in me toward you. I mean, fuck, you open 2 fake lawsuits against me. You lied all these times. You put up pictures of me, murdered, it looks like. I mean, geez, okay. So there's no love lost there. But we told you repeatedly that the stuff you're doing for these people is a bad idea.
And that it would harm you. And we
Yeah.
don't want you to come to any harm. Like, period. I don't want anyone to come to any harm except for
You
people who
said
do
that
bad shit.
she said stuff about, I'm going to use the words ending herself, right? She said that on there, they glossed over. Like if you were on a panel with me and you said, well, I might do something like that, we'd have a talk. We'd have a serious talk. We'd have one then, right on the fucking screen then, because that's not going to happen. And especially,
I've seen you do that before with people in the chat who say things.
well,
you stop the show and you talk to them.
It's because you should care about, the problem in the ecosystem is all these people are felonious pieces of shit, or many of them have either been, they've either been in trouble, or when you look at their actions, well, you'd be like, yeah, that's a bad person. That's some felonious garbage. So they're not united because they care about people. They pretend. They use words like friend. I don't throw around that very easily. Like we've talked about that before too. I don't call a lot of people friends, but if I do care if somebody is sitting there saying they're going to do something drastic, period. And then if they're a friend of mine on top of that,
yeah,
Lord. But
and Lisa's going on and on about how Leslie's stabbing her in their back just so that she could make a deal with Jeremy and me to stop talking about her. Excuse me. The only reason why I have not commented much on the new manic phase that she's in, I told everyone, because it will be dealt with in court. I already have a lawsuit against her. I don't need to do that. It has nothing to do with any deal. There's no deal. There is no deal between me or anybody in Lips or anybody else. I can talk about whatever I want. I told you guys I was not going to respond to the latest thing because I will deal with it in court. I still intend to do that.
Yeah. You see this? They're talking about Baker acting her. So yeah. And what was really funny is it's Marla who talked to him like he's a piece of garbage. They're all getting together to now because Lisa's like, oh, with her friend. Yeah. If they actually listened to what she was saying, they were talking about behind the scenes trying to plot to get her husband and her extremely involved in stuff. In fact, and being quite afraid of all the conversations and stuff. There's a portion in there where she's like, I was looking through all of the chats and everything and thinking, what if she does give him everything? So I was like, what indeed? What if indeed? He put out a short though. Check this out.
Oh, look at what Jeremy just said. See? He's confirming what I just said. There is no deal with Lips. Lips came forward with all evidence and has never asked for a deal this time around. I've never been approached about any deal. There is no deal with me and Lips, and now Jeremy says there's no deal with him and Lips.
Yeah, well, here's the thing too. I like how they were like, Megan and Jeremy, they've both stopped talking. I was like, so you're saying obviously I'm still talking, right? Because I have been. I keep talking. I keep running my fucking mouth, and I'm one of the people that's in that lawsuit too. You think there's a deal, and somehow in some way there was some deal to just stop everything, and no.
No, but I also pick my battles. And as far as I think that what she put on YouTube recently is self-explanatory. I do not need to defend myself against what is a manic episode on YouTube that deserves no attention.
She put up over 100 videos in 3 days. And these
exactly.
people
Everyone can, and everyone looking at it can see what it is. And it is not something that I need to discuss. It just isn't right now.
I remember Ray. I remember Lisa. Both of them running headlong into that and being like, she should do this and everything. It's just like any of these, again, whether it's LP, whether it's freaking Lips, whomever, they will go out and they'll encourage people to do terrible stuff, to get themselves in trouble, and then they will abandon them at the first sign of a person actually coming to their senses and being like, maybe this isn't good. First sign of that. Yeah. What really is disturbing too is you have Lisa talking about coordinating and attempting collusion with her husband against her. That's bizarre.
Mm-hmm.
That was very bizarre.
Yeah. She's still saying things like, "Oh, Michael called me. And Michael did this. Michael did that." Like, what?
She gave her a bunch.
What kind of friend? What kind of friend are you if you are plotting behind the scenes with someone's husband?
Yeah, I mean,
that doesn't seem like a good friend.
God, it was bizarre. Some of the stuff they said, like I love the transcripts of some of those.
Oh my gosh, I'm sure it's great. I haven't looked at the transcripts because I watched it last night, but I would love to, would you send me that when you have a second?
Yeah. Oh,
By the way, I don't want to completely change the topic, but I have to know, and I didn't ask you this when we were on the phone today, so I might as well do it live because I want the chat to know this too. Did you watch Ray Bone Crusher's live stroke on the air the other day?
Oh yeah. The confuzzled stream.
Yes,
Yeah.
we're gonna have a rumble, I think, where we just watch that stream of Ray having and I don't know what you would call it.
I called it the
mental
confuzzling.
episode.
That's what I kept
Yes,
telling
the
him.
confuzzling. A mental episode or a stroke, just so that we know what kind of what to look for symptoms of a stroke. Where he told a story. He told a little story. And that story was about a guy on a porch drinking iced tea and about not being able to pee in your yard when you want to. And also about somebody with a trailer. And it made absolutely no sense, and it was beautiful.
Even the chat comments are funny on that because they're like, "Yeah, I love your stories, but I'm having trouble following this one, right?"
I'm like, wait a minute, who's the one peeing in the yard?
Yeah.
Like, does everyone pee in the yard? I'm sorry, I didn't know this was a privilege that I would miss. Like, is this a male thing? Who pees? And he's like, you can't even pee in your front yard anymore if you wanted to. I'm sorry. Maybe the backyard, like when you're a kid and you're playing, like if you're a boy, you can water a tree here and there, but the front yard, a grown man? What?
It was such a bizarre.
Oh, it was so good. And J Hip did that on the Saturday stream. He went over that and oh, good Lord, it was funny. And listening to Ketchup just try to understand what was going on was so funny. I was dying. I mean, you guys, this poor man, I mean, I don't like Ray Bone Crusher at all, but does he have no family members who care about him, who watch that and go, okay, Dad, it's time to take your internet away? Just like when we take people's driver's licenses away when they can't see properly, like this man should not have internet access. He's going to get catfished by somebody in Ghana. Just saying.
That's so funny though. The fact that not only after that, they were talking about him and they were like, yeah, Ray's one of the few people he's got everything together, in their chat. And it's like, what?
I can't even figure out who the guy on the front porch with the iced tea is. I was like, wait, I was trying so hard. Oh, Ketchup's in the chat. Thank goodness. Ketchup, you had me cracking up. I was trying so hard to figure out, wait, who's the guy on the porch with the tea? And is this a story about the guy on the porch?
We have got to go, man. You got to pull that one for
maybe we'll do it tomorrow. We could spend an hour.
Really funny.
Spend an hour on a Rumble exclusive, like an hour on YouTube and an hour on Rumble tomorrow. That might be really fun because before it gets old, we need to watch that. I know, Yamaha, you're right. You're right. F Ray, I don't feel sorry for him at all. No, and that's why we're going to laugh at him. We're going to laugh.
You want to see something funny last night? Now, this actually really amused me. So, the poppy seed thing, right?
Yeah, I had a bad issue with it on Christmas Day myself.
Well, they denied saying that stuff. In fact, here, I'm gonna pull up some stuff, and
I couldn't believe it. I was texting you going, oh my God, you're saying that they didn't say this, that it's all Jeremy being stupid.
Yep. They brought it up a few times, but they were essentially saying, like, what do you say about poppy seeds? Poppy seeds. Does Jerem call Gabe poppy seeds? He says Gabe snorts the ski slopes, but it's not deprived of poppy seeds. Well, there you go. You know, he said it because he's an idiot. And I thought, now, if you folks, again, if you want to see the actual clips of that, I posted them on Facebook, but I'm going to show you where
Again,
all of
though,
that derives from.
But again, let that sink in. Wait, put that back up on the screen real quick. Because you cannot underestimate.
Yeah, this is how the lies go.
You cannot underestimate how bad of a lie this is.
Oh, this is a terrible one. So I'm going to pull up the transcript of where this came from.
That's why he does it, because he's an idiot. The question was, why does Jeremy call him poppy seeds? And the answer is, that's why he does it, because he's an idiot.
Yeah, so you have to be an idiot to think this, right? You know, that the old ski slopes.
Because the snort and blow is not, snort and blow, snort and blow, snort and blow, is not derivative of poppy seeds. Oh, really? I think we were the ones who told all of them this.
Actually, okay, so on...
Who said poppy seed slopes? Gemma. Skiing those poppy seed mountains.
Of one of their live streams entitled "Let Christmas Begin." Now here they keep talking about Gabe. There's going to be 4 instances that actually mention poppy seed by name. I clipped these, like I said, and I put them in a little montage. If you would like, actually, we should play that tomorrow too. We'll play it, you know, just we'll play
Let's
that.
We're definitely doing a Rumble exclusive tomorrow.
Yeah,
folks.
we have to
gear up for it. It's happening.
They were like, look, you know, all the stuff. Oh, you know, there was, you know, my husband. They can't get me. They're going after my husband. Same shit. There was no arrest, no possession, nothing. We call it a faint line. Poppy seeds on everything. You know, bagels, they can do that. Cough medicine can do that. You know, antibiotics, they can do that. They're talking about drug testing. So drug testing, to come back, it can cause a false positive. Okay, well, what kind of false positive? Now, that's an important part, too. They're saying off of this that it creates false positives for cocaine. Now, they go through this quite a few times. They blame. They're like, here's the explanation. She's like, well, you know what? One thing I know is we were doing, because I bought this everything bagel seasoning that you put on plain bagels or anything else I wanted. I always get plain bagels myself. So instead, I just went and got everything bagels. Thomas, everything bagels. And we had that for quite a while. I kept getting them and changed them back. But I didn't know that because like poppy seeds or whatever, like I had no idea. So they're saying that the reason he failed a drug test was because of Thomas everything bagels and there being poppy seeds. And again, he failed for cocaine.
But yet he admitted it to the tester.
Oh, yeah. Now, see,
if
here's
you
the
really failed a test like that because of poppy seeds, wouldn't you be like, I didn't do anything?
I just love it. Like they're going through. Well, it could have been the medicine he took. It could have been the pot, the THC. It could be from
THC does
in the
not
background.
pop
Everything
positive
bagels. The mods are
for
in the background.
snow.
Like everything bagels. And she's like, yeah, everything bagels. We just get buying poppy seeds would show up.
Didn't she? She also said she bought everything bagel seasoning.
Look,
I
this is
have
so
that
funny.
in my. By the way, that stuff is really good. By the way, I highly recommend.
Look at this right here, though. You see this? Her splush mouth and coughing so much. It's like
Is that
it's listening.
Russian?
Yeah, it thinks that she's speaking Russian because she's like, what
is that, Cyrillic or something? What? I would know if my husband was doing anything. Oh, I doubt it. You guys are out there. I doubt you know half of the things you do.
She's like, so like literally 20 minutes after he took the test, took another one, and she's like, oh, wait, I'm exaggerating, within an hour. But yeah, poppy seed muffins make tests positive for speed. So right there, again, she makes it clear repeatedly they're talking about testing for cocaine. So this is a lie. Now, they doubled down on this. I've not pulled the transcript for that one yet, but when people start laughing at it, they double down. Instead of being like, yeah, you know, that's probably the dumbest thing I've ever heard. They double down on it. You know, what's really funny too, is you have to join a cult to be part of that thing over there. You have to deny shit happens. If you don't, you get the old Don treatment, which apparently doesn't matter because Don got back in line like the little dog he is.
I really want to know how the person who asked this question, I want to know, I think they said the name of the person. How does the person who asked that question to them feel about being lied to
To their face.
right to your face, lied to so horrifically that we can prove it in like 5 minutes? And by the way, Facebook debunked them within the hour. How does it feel to be a loyal listener of people who will lie right to your face?
Yeah, I mean, they straight up will change a story on that. And it's amazing to
Who
listen
was
to.
the person? Sandman. Sandman, how does it feel to know that you can ask a question in good faith like that? Why does Jeremy call him poppy seeds? And be told that it's because Jeremy is an idiot, not because this woman who you're asking, who gave you that answer, literally blamed her husband popping positive on a snow test on poppy seeds repeatedly. I mean, you gotta come over to the rational side at some point and come to the realization these people are lying to you. They're gaslighting you. They're changing their story
They
every
think you're a
day.
moron, is what they do. They think you're an
And they're
absolute
right.
moron.
And they're
And
right.
you
Because
know what?
people are
Honestly,
they're not leaving in droves, and they should be.
actually, they have been. I think the thing is, like, if you look at their numbers where they were drifting off, like right now with all the bombshell stuff, no, they've shot up to like 600 because people, everybody's watching. Shit, you've been watching, I've been
Well, I'm
watching
watching it, and I don't normally watch
Oh
it.
yeah,
So.
exactly. So I mean, but they were down below. They were getting close to around 200, and you realize there's still people around screenshotting stuff. So they're getting down in some pretty bleak numbers. Did you realize, by the way, I didn't realize this. This is kind of funny. I forgot you weren't here to laugh at this with me. So as far as the golf cart is concerned, I didn't actually realize that the golf cart really is a loofah mobile. Did you know
Oh
that?
my God, I know. Well, you gotta give them, you have to give them credit for one thing, which is, I think, well, I could be wrong about this, but I believe they added that after we started calling them out for the loofah debacle. I hope it wasn't actually just called that. I don't know.
I know, because
I saw
here,
the picture and it
yeah,
did
here's
make
the
me
picture.
laugh.
Look at that. Like when it was driving around, it was the people were writing me and they were like, "Oh my God, Tech, you really got to check out this live stream." Right? And I was like, "Why?" It's because they're trying to show Christmas lights, but they're going like 30 to 40 miles an hour, so nobody can see shit. And I was like, good God, they're flying in a golf cart,
Well,
and
they're probably flying in more than one way too.
yeah,
And all those poppy
exactly.
seeds, they'll get you.
But they were like, did you see that guy in the Grinch mask? He looks, oh, you can't see anything because it's dark. But as they're going along, I noticed
Get
this right here.
It's
Loofah.
And you know what's crazy about this is that when we found that stream, the loofah stream, it was from a long time ago, years and years ago, before they were doing any of this Jeremy Hale stuff. And one of the things they did was go around the villages to like some concert they were having, and they were making these jokes about the loofahs and what it means and how haha, isn't it funny? And a couple of people mentioned it to them, and someone was like, you know what that means, right? And they were like, oh, haha, no, it's just a joke. And they're like, well, you know what it means though, right? Like, do you know what it means? Like, almost like you're being rude if it's not real.
Right.
Actually, and that would be true, because if you're in a community that's the sign for whatever swinging thing they're doing, and then you're just mocking it, you're not actually taking part in it. That's rude. It's rude and it's
I think
weird.
it's gross advertising. Like, honestly, if I go over to a mobile and and it's not going to be the AI version of that person that's going to pop up. I'm like, oh God, no. You know, is there like a is there like a color of loofah that warns you,
There should
objects
be.
in, the mirror,
Are
they're not
larger
the
than they
same as what you're
appear.
gonna find on the seat? You'll be like, "Oh, gee."
Yeah, and that is weird. Like in the villages where she lives, like if she's not seriously taking part in this thing that they're doing, then it's really rude to be, I don't know, making fun of it, I guess, because then you're just setting people up to be embarrassed because they were approached by a couple of people.
Yeah, apparently, so there was the color coding. I have the thing in front of me here. It's white for novices or beginners, purple for voyeurs or people who like to watch, pink
Mhm.
for soft swap, and so on. I was like, huh, that really horrifies me to think that these people are running around though with their freaking mobile was covered in these things. And I thought, man, that's like a horror freaking show.
Yeah, they had it covered in them, and they were claiming that it was a joke. But if it's a joke, you don't drive around in the place where you live, where this is a thing, and alienate your neighbors.
I'm gonna say that the people that, the other things we found about their, things they advertise, it's probably not a joke.
Well,
You
yeah,
know?
you would think it wasn't, but then when people approached them about it, they were like, "Oh, ha ha ha! No, no,
Yeah,
no, we're
well, you
just
remember the same kind of people that were like, "Yeah, dog masks are not," like, you were really, running around with throwing those certain objects around in the dog mask thing. Yeah, I saw that.
Speaking of dog masks, by the way, and Leatherface,
Huh.
I I'm starting to think she moved in with Lisa. I'm wondering what happened at home that she left and brought her grandson with her and hasn't left Felisa's house for weeks now.
Well, according to Lynette Preston, you know what Lynette said, don't you, Tori?
No. Oh, I don't know what she said. What did
Now,
she say?
well, maybe one day we'll talk about that, Tori. Huh?
Am I onto something? Because it is
Maybe.
strange. It is, I don't know
Maybe.
anything about it, but I just think it's weird that Tori was totally absent for a really long time. And now all of a sudden, Tori is at Lisa's for weeks.
I think it's interesting that the descriptor that Lynette Preston used for those people are quote unquote freaks. And I can't remember. There was another word. It wasn't like I would call you a degenerate.
Degenerates?
Yeah, but it
Yeah.
wasn't that. It was something else. It was something like really negative.
Perverts? Weirdos?
Maybe it was
Sluts?
freaks and perverts. I think maybe that was it. But yeah, she was talking about relationships and
Whores?
stuff, which is funny because
What is-
they always say, here's a little thing I want to bring up too. They
Women
always
of the
say,
night?
well, look, they always
Red light
say that
district? Wait, I'm not done
listen,
yet.
listen. They always say that Lisa says that LP doesn't know anything, right? Because she doesn't talk to her. She's like, I never talk to her anymore. Yeah, but you talk to John all day, every day.
Oh.
And John tells,
And
you can
John
imagine
tells-
John.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so when he's like, when they're saying, when she's calling them freaks and stuff and talking about relationships and things, who does he get that? Who does she get that from? I wonder indeed. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you over. I just wanted to throw that in before
No,
I forget
I was just throwing out words I could think of that are sort of like degenerate. I was trying to think of how many I could come up with. Which I may just blot. I will blurt out whenever they come to me at any moment. So you'll know if I blurt something out that sounds like that, even when we're not talking about it, that's
Yeah.
where my brain is. My brain is,
What about kook?
Corrupted, profligate,
Crackpot,
libertine,
screwball,
reprobate,
flake.
deviant. Did we say that already?
I don't remember. I'll accept it.
Oh.
Wacko.
Oh, I think we've run out of them. Are there more? Weird. Did we say weirdo?
I don't remember. We said weirdo.
Sicko. Okay, sicko.
Sicko, that actually works.
That's a good one.
Can I get into something like atrocity?
Flukies? Who said flukies?
That's funny.
Floozies. I like that one. Icky. Potato. Rosalind, good one. Potato.
What is that? What is that? Addlepated.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah. Woohoo, baby.
That's a
good one, right?
good one to end on. I like that one. Nothing is going to be better than addlepated. That's
I like
a
that
good
word.
one. That's a good word.
I knew a person. Well, I knew a therapist like throwing that around quite a bit, because I mean, it's what, suffering from mental confusion or something.
Yeah,
like
but
that.
it's also not really offensive. It's kind of like
It sounds nice.
softer way of it's a softer way of saying,
Mhm.
batshit crazy.
Ugh, so weird. Yeah. But I mean, she apparently thought they were a bunch of weirdo degenerates, which it kind of amazed me. I mean, again, they're sitting around, they're talking to they talk to John, and John just running back and he's talking that shit.
Oh my goodness. Tug, you're not going to believe this.
What's that?
I think she has copyrighted it. The Loofamobile. It has its own Facebook page. Please share the screen. Oh, I can do that. Hold on. Oh no. Why isn't it up? There we go. There is why isn't it loading?
It's not loading.
It's not loading.
Reload
Hold on.
see what it is.
Let's try it again.
Yeah, that isn't my amazing machine. That is your fault today.
That's my fault, I guess. Hold on.
It
Let's
is.
try it again. Let's try it again. There we go.
Okay.
The Loofamobile has its own Facebook page.
Oh God, I hope that's a fake page.
I hope it's fake too.
Oh my God, is that isn't
But
there?
it says enjoying life in the villages, and that looks like the Loofamobile.
Oh, that's so weird.
Oh, look, it is her.
Oh my God. It's got its own Facebook page.
Uh-huh.
Oh, that's weird.
Yep, there it is.
That's very strange.
Again, like, what do the neighbors think about this? Maybe it's just on camera she's telling people she's not into it.
Oh, yeah.
But there's every color imaginable on there.
Get that degenerate thing on my screen. I don't want to see that.
Oh my God, there's a website, theloofamobile.com?
Oh my God.
Nuh-uh. Come on.
Yeah.
I'm looking it up right now.
Loofamobile.com.
Can't reach this page.
No, thank God.
Thank God. We don't have to see any more of that.
I don't want to see that. It's a terrifying thing. I'm afraid of what you might find there. I have to get out my matches for my eyeballs.
Oh my God.
All right, so check this out. This is what they're going to freak out about tonight. You want to see something beautiful? There's this short. Now, this short is awesome, by the way.
Okay.
Incriminating evidence just keeps raining and pouring. Felisa even told us last night that she doesn't owe Lynette money. The trustee, the special counselor, Randy Shockett, and FBI getting involved to go against Felisa. This is a bombshell.
I'm not a fan of Whoppers, but I am a big fan of Lip's response to Felisa last night.
Oh, well, let's read that. He wrote, did she call Michael again last night? And the answer is she texted him about you releasing the audios, and he showed it to me, and I said, please just block her so we don't have to keep seeing this shit. And he allowed me to block her on his phone. My God. So she thinks that she can just hit up Michael and be like, by the way, she threatened him. I mean, last night in the live stream, she absolutely threatened. It's wild, man. Let me see.
I hate to inform you of this, but I was going through the pictures on the Loofah Facebook page, and there is literally, they had a sign made that gives all the codes, and at the bottom it says, ask about our Loofah parties.
Oh God, it's real. That's what I'm saying.
And for them to have said, like, so why make it, why pretend like it's a joke if it's not a joke? Like, who puts this much effort with the pineapple and everything? Who puts this much effort into a gag?
Yeah.
It says right there, ask about our loofah parties. Okay.
They said last night, they said that for her, by the way, she said if anything she says in regards to Bruce, all that's going to be under consultation. So she should watch out what she does about Bruce with me and with Bruce.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a threat, man.
Oh, yeah.
They
I heard
always,
that. Trying to say basically that it
you
was
can't
done.
talk about me because everything, but see,
Everything is privileged.
Yeah, you
Everything
can't
is
say
privileged.
every fucking crazy thing you've done is privilege. No,
Mm-mm.
Nope, doesn't work that way, man. And they have been talking about her all 7 ways from Sunday on streams. They bring her on with stuff, and they pretend, again, they were trying to pretend like, well, we had her on, yeah, but we had her on for things like guardianship and stuff. Yeah, you had her on for a lot of other stuff too.
Yeah, that guardianship thing was one show. The other shows were all about Jeremy Hales, and Lips now pretending to be neutral and whatever, like she tried to pretend in the first place. Sorry, that's not going to fly. We have the recorded history. You were never neutral, which is why I never responded to you, because I knew that was the case. Lips, you were not neutral. You were doing a gotcha.
They turned on her. That's they even bring up Volpe, because of the thing, and Bruce, and the way they talk about it again, well, they didn't get along. Oh, we saw a lot of the stuff that happened there. Again, most of these people, they do just like they do with everyone else. They turn on you. They turn on you publicly. Like I said, I don't turn on my friends. If I have a falling out with somebody, I try not to talk about it. I mean, I try to go my own way. I'm not saying I've never done that, because
sometimes, it's unavoidable, but you try to avoid it when you can.
Well, and you learn how this is a different world too, So even if something bothers you or it upsets you or whatever, you don't always talk about it,
Right. And sometimes it's the wisest thing to ignore it.
Yeah. Because, there are a lot of things too in real life, you can't treat them the same. These people, they definitely, they use, and it's funny too, because they tried to play off things like, oh, Milltown. Well, Milltoast only talked to her a couple times, in that big get together. Oh, no. I saw the press releases. I remember all the hype and bullshit, and him talking about specifically how he knew about bully hunters, and him and the person that made it. They got together. They talked about how they're going to merchandise and all this other shit. I remember all of that. So yeah, no out of there. But here, let's keep going here.
Oh, it's not on the screen.
I'm letting it roll forward for a second. Well, I guess it's up there anyway. I was gonna let it roll forward too for a second.
You know how Fleesa always says she doesn't watch What the Hales? Want to see proof in a text message from Fleesa to Lips that she absolutely is watching What the Hales?
Oh, look at that. He says he is a huge bombshell about you. Not sure if you're listening to his live right now. Not scared. Can't be anything crazy. LOL. Yes, I am. Oh, wait, I thought they didn't watch. That's interesting. I thought they never watched. What did he say about me? Just tried to call you and got a voice message that talks about them, sorry I went outside. So they're all communicating a lot. They said that they don't do that. By the way, LP, I hope you enjoy this too. She got her number. So Leslie got her number. You who are at $100,000, you didn't do shit. Isn't that telling?
Yeah, how come Lisa gave Leslie her number?
Because she wanted Michael to represent them in cases. They say that See, here's the thing that doesn't make sense. Okay. They were saying, well, the reason that there was a discussion is because Bruce wanted Michael to represent Lynette Preston. Right. And I agree with that. I think that's right. But that can't be the end all, because how are you saying everything you've done is privileged if it just ends there? How the fuck does Fatty even know about all of that too? Why is she even involved in that conversation? Unless she's PR.
Good question. And by the way, if Bruce was having a conversation with Leslie, Leslie's not a lawyer. And spare me well, she's an employee of her husband who's a lawyer. That's not the same thing. You don't get privilege with a paralegal.
Also, the way they described it sounds like solicitation. It sounds like him soliciting another lawyer.
It does. And I don't think privilege would apply. I think there's definitely an argument to be made that if you're talking to a former attorney, there's no privilege.
That's just, it's amazing stuff. But when I saw this, I was like, damn, and again, they talk about, again, like they were like, you have no, well, it's because at a certain point, you had Leslie fixating on you. I mean, it felt dangerously fixated on you. And you're just like, I'm not going to answer every one of these. We talked about it for 3 days. Again, there were 100 fucking videos after that. There was well enough to really fuel a lawsuit and anything else that came up. So there was no reason to talk about it that, but I did. I kept talking because, well, I wanted to. Nobody stops me from talking. Here we go. Let's go.
You're going to have to check the private chat in a second.
All right. Give me a minute. I'll look over there. Look up loofah on the Urban Dictionary. The second result. Oh, God. Let me look this up. Loofah Urban Dictionary. Let me look that up. Oh, yeah. Yeah. So in there. Yeah. Oh, my God. In the Urban Dictionary, it actually mentions the villages in Florida.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, my God.
There are articles that were written about it. And now they try to say that it's all just an urban legend. It's not really true. It's been all blown out of proportion. But it's like, I don't think so. No, I don't think so.
That's a disturbing fact about the parties leading to consequences.
Did you see my chat?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, I have it. I'm getting it right now. I don't want to say anything about it, but once I capture all this, I will let you know. Yeah, maybe we'll look at it tomorrow. We have a lot to cover tomorrow.
Apparently. Oh, Lord. Man, I can't believe, though, that Leslie comes into this and, but she also wrote legal press. The funny thing is she did write legal opinions for not one, but two of these people. Right. And that's probably why she ended up with a phone number because she had value in that, which it's weird, again, that Lynette doesn't get a phone number. All she gets is a dwindling bank account, or the bank account that never was. Love it.
Yeah.
Man, this stuff's nuts.
He had a question and wanted to know, could Shockett, Randy, appear in the bankruptcy court case? And then she was really paranoid. And she says, well, can they get a hold of my financials? She started, and I said, I don't know, I said, and then this is when I asked her and I said, look, I go, you're holding on to this money, correct? And she says, yes. This is when she started talking about finances. And I said, well, I go, isn't the money, like, what was the money given for? And she said, it was given for the barn. And I said, okay, well, why isn't it contracted out then? I said, it needs to be contracted out so that money, if it's been given for the barn, it needs to be used for the barn. And she's like, well, I'm afraid that Michelle's going to get a hold of it. She goes, well, the money was given to me. She was afraid that somehow through bankruptcy court, her finances were going to be discoverable. She just made it clear that the money, she did not want to give the money to Michelle. The ultimate motive.
That's crazy. I mean, that is absolutely wild. Just that by itself. They talked about that too. They were like, by the way, she didn't know all that. There's no way. Everybody's a liar except for anybody in this circle that ends up talking about the people. LP, according to them, was a liar. Leslie, according to them, was a liar. You have other sources. There have been many people that have come up, and notice all of them are not in the know, or they're all liars. I mean, LP, for God's sake, the person this is about is supposedly, it's amazing. I enjoy this. They did talk about, by the way, they did talk about contact with the FBI many a time. And
They have,
yeah.
yes.
Is Leslie still suing Meg? No, they're suing her. No, she
I was
said she had an
surprised.
FBI case
I was
against her.
surprised that Lisa actually admitted that, because normally she says that, oh, Leslie's suing them. She's suing them. She pretends
Yeah.
like it's still happening.
Yeah. Well, she
Last
turned
night,
on her. That's why.
last night she actually admitted, oh no, they're suing her.
Yep.
It was like, oh, you finally figured it out, did you?
No, she's trying to win her back over and shut her up is what it is. I mean, again, when you look at her, again, she is not Leslie's friend. Again, what do I have in here? I'm fucking, I'm suing her right now myself. I think there's a good case to be had. I don't get involved in litigation. But I don't take kindly to threats. She threatened me multiple times, and I do not respond to threats very well. I said that, and in this, though, Lisa had made it clear that anybody that talks about anything out there about her, if you talk, quote unquote, out of school, as it were, they get even. They try to intimidate. And Leslie, from what I understand, they tried to intimidate her a few times, and there are sources that say they thought that was really funny too.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, they thought it was a grand old fun time, because they keep her in line, they thought.
Oh, I'm sure.
Let's see what else is here.
Is behind everybody who's got channels and are trying to make money from this, or by getting views and everything else, is to basically attach to your name, cause drama, in hopes that they're going to get people that are going to get more subscribers, ultimately leading to the success of their channel.
Incriminating evidence.
Yes, indeed. That is yeah,
that's exactly why they did it.
Yeah, of course. I mean, it is funny to hear somebody say it out loud, though, that, hey, these people have plotted to do this,
Uh-huh.
And they spent all this time. They started out the other night. Let me see if I can find this one. There was a little discussion about her and the information they have on her. They were talking about, they had all the messages and this and that, and just the way it came across, it's like, well, that sounds like a threat. That absolutely sounds like a damn threat. Let me see if I can find that real quick, because it wasn't part of that transcript. I'd forgotten to pull it up. That's actually I meant to pull that up and I totally spaced it. Give me a second. It's just wild. I mean, when you go through this, they are openly threatening Leslie. They're like, yeah, if you run your mouth, Leslie, and they make it clear. They make it very clear what they mean through that stuff. Let's see. Yeah, so there it is. Give me a minute. I gotta download these two. But they made it.
God, I'm finding the most hilarious stuff. I can't even. Doug.
Oh my God, isn't that crazy?
Oh my God. Oh yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Megan is down. Oh God.
I'm down a rabbit hole that I
that's
didn't.
Where rabbit holes.
Never,
that's where rabbits go to die.
that I never wanted to be down. I'm just saying, but I'm down it now, and oh my God.
Yuck.
Apparently, the loofah-mobile has been a fixture there for a very long time.
That's some bizarre stuff. You know?
And it's everywhere.
How dare they? Like,
They tried to scrub it from the internet, but it hasn't worked, guys.
Well, they mocked like other people about their lifestyles, and again, you know, when they did that, I thought, "Are you kidding them?" You know, are they mocking somebody? You gotta be kidding me, you know. I mean, we're talking about something.
Okay, one of my favorite comments, I can read this to you guys, that I just found was, "Just for the record, the owner of the cart doesn't participate in that stuff. It's just a joke on the whole village's loofah scene." And then someone responded, "Yeah, that's what he says." And then somebody else said, "Would you believe it's a woman who owns it?"
That's funny.
And there are photos. And I'm just saying that you don't make a website, an email, and plan parties for a joke.
Right. That's
You don't do that.
Oh Lord. Here they were over on Tori's channel, where they started bringing up all the Leslie stuff. You know, they started getting into her, and they're talking about it. You know, so they said this. You saw the picture with the Leslie Federico's computer thing, right?
Computer thing?
Oh, okay. So
What
the
computer
thing
thing?
that kicks all this fun off in the very beginning and really gets them worried comes from a video. Now, this is a lot of fun because, okay, this was here, I'm just
No,
gonna
I haven't
show
seen
you.
anything. You know,
Okay,
I've
well, I'm gonna
been
show you a picture.
completely disconnected since
So you
Christmas.
see this picture. This is from a Jeremy Hale's video, right?
Okay.
It starts getting a little traffic. Well, when you look on it, when you zoom in, which people do, they notice this stuff right here. They notice of course, his legal journal where he's talked about before, the probably folder that's part of that, and then Leslie and Federico's text messages and videos. Yeah.
Jeremy,
Now,
don't film your laptop screen.
either that or was the next, I don't know. You know, again, I don't know one way or the other, but
Yeah,
because
it
he
could
says
be
later on, like
purposeful.
lips and chips, you know.
Mhm.
He's a gamesman, you know. They complain about his approach and stuff. Yeah. You know what? They want to ruin his life. Fuck them. Like they picked the wrong person to mess with in that realm because yeah, he knows how to play. You know? I mean,
True.
yeah,
I would
it's
never accuse him of not knowing how to play.
yeah, exactly. I mean, that is
Oh, speaking of playing, did you notice the Flea's headline for their thumbnail
oh yeah.
tonight?
Yeah.
If anybody thinks that's not clickbait, raise your hand.
Well, they're gonna go and be like,
title
I
is
didn't
"I
get
got
arrested today.
arrested. I got arrested today."
Gonna be like, I
come
didn't get
on.
arrested. Germ.
Yeah, you need to try harder to clickbait people because everyone knows that's a joke.
Well, that's what they're gonna be like. Jeremy said I'm gonna get arrested. Oh my god. You know, they're gonna try that every day because they're
Mhm.
really they're hemorrhaging people, and I mean, again, look at how many people are talking out of school around because of the stuff that's been coming up. For example, I have I've gotten another source. I think that's really fun. You know, you and I haven't even had a chance to talk about that off here yet. I had
Yeah.
somebody else after all the Tina stuff. I think it really motivated somebody because somebody hit me up. They 100% passed a little bit of that background testing. In fact, I knew who they were exactly. And yeah, they had a lot to say. Then you have, on top of it, you have the big donor that's come up for the memorial bench. You know,
Of course. Mhm.
that, I mean, that's a
Oh,
horrible story.
That was my favorite. Oh, what? What was
The
horrible
donor,
story?
the memorial
Oh,
$1,000
the
person.
$1,000. Yeah.
Well, you know, they're in a bad way. I'll just say it this way, like, you know, keeping it close to the vest somewhat. But they had a lot going on in their life like many people, they were motivated by somebody taking other people's tragedy and kind of personalizing it. And, again, they felt that they needed to do this thing. They needed to give money. So even though this person is on a fixed income, they went and they borrowed money that they could not afford because they thought it would help. And now you have them. They were not only told that it's none of your business what happens with it, but they were blocked and they were talked to like a dog. And now that they have filed complaints about it, the Fats are now saying, "Oh, I'm going to take $1,000 out of my own pocket." Yeah.
You should have done that back when they asked you the
Yeah.
first time. And I also think it's really weird when she's like, well, if you gave money to somebody and you think they're not spending it correctly, then wouldn't you contact that person and ask them for your money back? I think they did.
No, my favorite is when she accidentally compares it to charity fraud.
Yeah, to fraud,
Oh,
which,
God, I gotta pull that
of
up
course.
again.
And also, I thought it was very funny that she was complaining that the bench that's not even their bench. No, it's not our bench. You will know when our bench gets there.
Yeah, I'm
And
like,
by the
bench,
way, we're still
please.
collecting bench bucks. We will be
That's right.
collecting bench bucks even after the bench is placed
That's right.
because, it's after Christmas and they're still collecting their Christmas grift.
Well,
But
that's
the funniest part is she's accusing us of fraud.
yeah. She's like, and how dare they keep any of the money for themselves for any of this stuff? If something's promised, you got to
How dare they
deliver.
raise money? How dare they raise money and then not even give out a bench and then also say they're keeping it? Like, yeah, Kettle.
Yeah, exactly. I was like,
You're
all of
black.
this. See, we talked about that before. We were like, we're going to hold up a mirror and we're going to, it's a funhouse mirror. We're going to laugh about it and everything else, but we are going to hold up a mirror to their stuff and they will denounce us for it. And it's going to be funny because when they denounce it, they're really denouncing themselves. I love it. I absolutely love it. Last night.
And they don't even see it. They're too stupid. They're too stupid to realize that if they complain about us not delivering the bench, it's like, yeah, you idiots did except you took $4,000 in and you told people there was going to be a memorial. We told people we were collecting money for a bench and we were going to keep the vast majority of the money.
One of my favorite things from last night that I've never seen anybody bring up is, let me show you this, and then I got to pull that charity fraud one again, but I've got to show you this first before I forget about it. So out of that, they start talking about the websites, right? Because she's the owner of it, and she admits to own it because, of course, she's caught. Which she's like, what does it even matter? Well, because you said some pretty nasty shit and you tried to hide the owner of it, but you got caught. And the funny thing is, you came out and you admitted to ownership of like one of these other polymops. That was hidden, actually. We didn't know who owned that. We just said we did until you admitted it live. So thank you. Appreciate that. You admitted, in fact, I got a bunch of them. But here, now, think about this. And when you're thinking about it, think about some of LP's cases and the similarity here. So they're talking about Randy Shockett and putting up Randy Shockett, the image, the polymop image. They're like, well, I'm gonna get sued by Randy Shockett. Well, first of all, Randall's image is a public image. Okay.
That's not how that works. Just because Randy puts that image on his website or somewhere that you've seen in public does not mean he doesn't own the copyright, or the photographer who took the picture doesn't own the copyright. Just because someone puts it up in public doesn't mean you can republish it on your website where you plan to make money, you
off
idiot.
of it. Yes, they were marketing it. But look at their argument. So they're like, it's called satire. There was a crown put on his head. Okay, let me show you the case. Just you watch. It's kind of funny. So they go through this, and I was like, wait a minute. They're making the point of, if they weren't marketing, which they planned on doing, that was part of the other portion that they conveniently leave out. But if you take it on its head of what they're talking about there, they just shot down the thumbnail case.
Yep. Except even worse, because Jeremy actually owns the copyright to the photos he's used.
Yeah. Indeed.
He owns those. He owns those images of Lynette. No, you don't own your image just because it's your image. You have to be the one recording it, taking the picture, then you own it. He paid for the recording, and the recording was done by a court reporter, and Jeremy Hales bought it. That means he's the owner and the copyright holder of her image. Duh.
I think that's hilarious, man. It's just when they're like, well, this parody and satire. Okay. So everything out there is parody as long as, like if I'm sticking a gold chain on somebody's neck and, having them say what the what or whatever, that's parody and satire. We're good to go. I love it.
Maybe we should test this theory. Maybe we should test this theory by buying a website and placing her image on it with some Photoshop.
Well,
and see what she thinks about that.
She's admitting to owning the sites and running them.
That's true. Also true.
But the sites that where she put up doctored images of our live streams and stuff. She admits that's her. She did it. So she admitted it. So I was like, all right, well, that was dumb. That was really dumb to admit.
Very
welcome
dumb.
Welcome to problems if you ever try to sue. Here's this is one of my favorite statements. This was not from last night, but since Megan is having some catch-up time, I do have to bring this up, even though she's obviously heard it. I still have to note this. Oh, it's my favorite. When you compare your fundraising to charity fraud, and I think that's pretty funny. So she's like, just like if you bought something wrong and it doesn't work, you take it back to where you bought it. Yeah. I don't agree with that. Well, first of all, you don't agree with taking stuff back if it's messed up. Okay, so you don't agree with, like, if I go to Walmart and I get a broken item, they don't agree I should be able to take it back and or if I order something online and it never arrives, I shouldn't get a refund. That's weird. Okay, but so if someone did complain, I said they never came to me and complained, which is garbage. It's false. But like I said, I don't know if it's real. I have no idea. It's like donating to a charity. So if you donate to a charity and you find out the funds are being mishandled, do you go back and try to get your money? Yes, you do. And you call the police. She compares herself. And then she's like, she figures it out in the middle of the analogy. She's like, if the funds are being mishandled, but that's not happening here, right? I guess that was a bad analogy. But what I'm trying to say is,
no, it was actually the perfect analogy.
And then they go with blame Jeremy. They're like, but what I'm really trying to say is, if you give something, the only reason people are thinking it came out of the funds are being mishandled is because Jeremy. They remind me of politicians. You know how politicians always do this double talk and it leads back to their opponent? That's what they do. It's always, that's the blame Jeremy, It's like a political maneuver. Anytime they get caught doing something wrong, they go back to the blame Jeremy. Well, we have a dedication. Yes, actually, what we plan on doing is we plan on doing something very tactful. Like getting people together on a stream. First of all, we'll have to get a video. Now, I don't know how busy Mr. Hale's time will be, so he will definitely get us some video so we can unveil it, and maybe he can be here, for it. We'll see. Like I said, I know he has a lot of busy time too, especially in this time of the year. But it would be nice because we get together and tactfully laugh at the stupid people. Yes, so we'll try. We will try. That's a good question. That's a very good question. Good Lord, man. What's crazy is we've been here for an hour and 40 minutes, and I don't feel like we've touched on any of, because they did so much in that live stream. We're talking about some, God, I mean, it'll take a week to go through that stupid thing. And they've got another one coming.
And I do want to tell you guys, tonight there's going to be an extra special episode of Recketa Law. He's posted it on Locals. He hasn't got the link up yet because he's live doing some other stream at the moment. But he's planning on going live at 10 Central
Okay. Well, if he gets this thing up there, I'll.
I know. I told him. You know how it is if he's paying attention or
I'm
not.
glad you mentioned because I forgot about it.
But just so you guys know in the chat, Ricada Law he is planning on being live at 10 p.m. Central Time, 11 p.m. Eastern Time, and he says this: I will be talking through some What the Hales material, specifically around the thumbnail lawsuit and how stupid it is, and how stupid Mickey Volmit and Bruce Matskin are. Spoiler: they are effing stupid.
Oh my God, Megan! I gotta send you something. I'm gonna send it to your text. Okay. Oh Jesus, gosh!
You're sending me a text?
Yeah, I'm sending you. Just give me a second.
Okay.
Oh my Lord! Yeah, it's for that subject we've been laughing at it. Look at this wing here. Oh God! If this was poultry, man, you know, you'd KFC wouldn't deliver that one. Look at that.
Wait, where did you send it?
I sent it to
you sent it on my phone.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, where's this from?
That's from the Mobile.
No.
Oh yeah. Yep. That's certain person.
Good Lord.
Yep. There are all kinds of wonderful things. Yeah.
Oh, blunderful is the word you're looking for. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I can't believe those nasty, disgusting pieces of shit. Fucking, they were like, "Hey, look at Tag. He's like a serial killer." I'm like, well, I don't look like I fucking, murdered a KFC. Holy shit. Oh my God, these people. Oh, they're frightening. Oh, Lord. Let's see. I'm going to pull up some Leslie stuff. They kept trying again. They really tried hard to deflect the Leslie stuff. And it was kind of stunning to listen to them to talk about it, and again, their admissions, like we said, they said that, well, actually, let's note one thing here before we get into that, actually. Now, we will have more in-depth discussions about this, but I did find one thing that a lot of people talked about. It is at what, 4147? It's right here. So the money thing, as far as bankruptcy and money. So you have 2L was asked a question about creditors. How are you accredited? And 2L says, and I quote, she, meaning LP, does not owe me money.
Well, then how can you be a creditor? A creditor, by definition, is someone who is owed money by a debtor. Wait, you know what? I'm going to the Webster Dictionary. That's it. Define creditor.
She's trying to say that somehow in the fundraisers they had, her putting up stuff added value to the property, and therefore somehow Lynette owes her money, even though that was money given to Lynette in fundraising. They were trying to pull some hinky shit there.
But listen, the Webster Dictionary says a person to whom money is owed. That's a creditor. How can you say she doesn't owe me money?
Yeah, she said that, like, she made a point blank statement, which I'm sure by now has worked its way over to the people that need it. I am pretty sure that statement right there, that would be one that would go right. And, another thing that we heard about, we heard about the other bankruptcy discussions, right? And of course, Lynette has said many times that she doesn't owe Lisa Lee any money. She said that. She's posted it publicly. She said it in meetings. So how suddenly does that change? Again, these people are pulling some fast shit where they think that they're being slick, and they're going to work themselves into a real problem.
And then look at what it says after that. What is the vested interest in the property? What does that mean?
Oh,
it's because of the vested interest in the property. What vested? What does this even mean?
They're saying that they somehow, and they're, again, in their adult brains, they think that they have added some type of value to the property. Therefore, they have some kind of vested interest. Again, it makes no sense. The argument, this sounds like some shit that you would tell some sketchy lawyer and they would allow you to end up getting your client in trouble for it. Right here, I wonder, when I read through some of this stuff, I wonder whose interest is that lawyer working in? Because it sure as shit doesn't read like Lynette's interest.
It doesn't. And in fact, when you think about who paid that lawyer, I believe it was Lisa.
Oh, yeah, she's already. So that's another thing you and I have not going to talk about. So they went from denial, just flat out denial. Remember that they can't talk about that, like, oh, it's garbage, you know, all of our statements are false and everything else too. When Tina talked about that, they suddenly changed their song. Their song suddenly became, I don't have to tell anybody anything. I don't know anyone an answer, which is interesting because that money that they took, that money came out of money that they had been given. You know, there were project monies. So they had taken project money and they used it for something that they told people over and over again it couldn't be used for. It can't be used to get these people out of a shed, for example. But it can be used when Lisa thinks that she's going to get her ass in trouble. Isn't that
I'm
interesting?
asking AI what this sentence could possibly mean.
Oh, the vested interest one?
Yeah. And so far, it's saying, well, she could have marital property interests, which she doesn't have, a dower or similar spousal rights, which she doesn't have, or co-ownership or equitable claims. The property might be jointly owned, or she could have a non-monetary stake, but she doesn't. None of these things apply.
Oh, no. All the work, they mean nothing. You know, what she's saying means nothing. But again, they have a lawyer that, again, I personally, from looking at their actions, do not think helps Lynette in any way. In fact, she's telling people that she's doing all the documentation. That's what she was telling Tina. That will be a subject we will definitely have to talk about. But God, I mean, it's wild. Like, then you have here.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Oh my God. I clarified something.
Okay.
With the AI, and this is what I said. All she's done is raise money from a bunch of strangers for a fence.
Mm-hmm.
It said she may be asserting an equitable or constructive interest. If she or the donors via her paid for improvements to the property, like a fence, she could argue for an equitable lien or reimbursement claim based on unjust enrichment. The idea is that the debtor's property was enhanced in value by her contributions.
That's what they're trying to do. That's when.
So she has a vested interest. Oh my God.
That's what they're trying to pull. And you know how ridiculous that is, though.
Oh my God.
Yeah. I mean, but that's what they're trying to pull.
Claim that she increased the value by putting that janky fence.
Yeah. That garbage fence, and because they dropped a couple of water heaters and shit. And you know what's really funny about that to me? Remember when they were trying to pick up the property and their neighbors were the ones that were trying to pick it up? You know, the same neighbors that ran to her and sold out Lynette Preston. You remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, those are the people that I'm sure the property would end up in the hands of if this little plan went through. Now, do you think those neighbors that obviously do not like Lynette Preston have any inkling of keeping her ass in that place? They boot her to the curb so fast to make her head spin. What they want, they'd probably want to buy the property, the rest of it off of John Cook or something, just as an FU to Jeremy somehow, you know?
This is nuts. This is nuts, you guys. If she's, and this must be what she's going to try and claim, that the vested interest in the property is the improvement that she made through crowdfunding. That's bullshit. She claimed she was doing it as an act of kindness, and now she's going to enter the bankruptcy and try and claw it back
up in
and
their
get
faces.
and get reimbursed.
Yeah. because it's not her money.
Oh my God.
It's not
Reimbursed
her money.
from Lynette, who didn't pay for the fence in the first place? That's
Yeah. I mean,
crazy.
again, whose
That's
money?
crazy.
Well, that's the question. So it's not Lisa Lee's money. Like she keeps saying, well, you know, the money was given to me. It's not Lynette's money. Well, it ain't your money, you know, and
Right.
you can't go in again, you know, and after the fact be like, yeah, I'm deciding I'm going to reimburse these people, you know, after the damn fact. First of all, you realize what kind of nightmare scenario they are creating for a LP. If any of this ever worked, like just think about what they're doing to Lynette Preston. There, in no world does this make her life better.
In no world does this make any sense to do to her. So this is not about helping Lynette in any way. Just so you understand,
It's
Lisa
payback.
is claiming that she's owed reimbursement for a fence she never paid for, that was
Right.
paid for through donations from
Mhm.
people who she told she was doing a good thing for someone.
Yeah.
Now she's entering the bankruptcy to claw it back. Holy cow.
You realize, like, the court is not going to be thrilled if they try to present this idea to them. They are not going to be happy with them trying to pull this janky shit.
This is unreal. This
Yeah.
is, I can't even believe. I can't.
I'm glad
but
that finally
makes
played
sense.
because I feel
That's
like I
what she's
wasn't,
doing.
you know, yeah, I feel like I wasn't describing it well. I'm glad you pulled it where it describes it better because they kept talking about how, you know, again, they increased the value of the property, therefore. And I was
No
like,
wonder
are you?
she didn't want to explain it. No wonder why she
No,
was
because
being
it's
so vague.
crazy.
Because
You
it's
know, but
crazy, and the people who paid the money for it are going to be like, "Wait a minute, do we get our money back then? If you
yeah,
get the
they don't
money
get shit.
back,
You know,
do you refund everybody here?"
yeah, they actually need to refund every single donor that ever came up. You realize how much money that would mean for Lynette
What a
Preston?
grift.
Yeah.
What a grift. If Lisa gets paid twice on the fence,
Yeah, that's what she's trying to do, man. She's trying to double dip.
because we already know that she brought in more money for the fence than she paid out for the fence. So that janky fence with the hole in it where the dogs can get through, it's not even functional. It's the cheapest thing she could have found. It was installed by a bunch of dummies, including her dummy husband, who's always, skiing the slopes, apparently. That's probably why there's a hole in the fence that the dogs can get through, by the way, because he was on the poppy seeds at the time, most likely. All those poppy seed bagels she gives him. This is unreal. Unreal. I'm losing it right now. I didn't see this coming. I could not have predicted that the length she would go to, the depths she could sink to.
Oh man, like I think a lot of this too is all about harming LP. I think a lot of these people, they want revenge on her. She opened her mouth, man. She doesn't realize these people are horrible, vindictive people.
And she doesn't make friends easily. Like all she does is make enemies.
Yeah,
Because she
that's
can't
it.
stop herself from being who she is, which is
Here's the
a
conversation,
wretched
by the
person.
way. Since this came up while you were not, you were off because so much did for the holidays. This was the conversation, actually, the yelling and screaming about how, yeah, we don't need to know who the lawyer is. Here it comes up. They're he's asking flat out if I paid the lawyer, talking about the lawyer in Ohio. Well, I'm not going to answer that because it's nobody's business. It's not that I'm trying to be rude to you, Don, or anybody else that wants to know. It's just there's so much bullshit going on there, and it's nobody's business who paid for the lawyer. Jeremy, is anybody asking Bruce how he paid for his lawyer? Yeah. Or, who Jeremy's getting it from his fans. So it's a kind of a silly to ask that question. But who's paying for Megan's lawyer? Who's paying Shuckett for Megan? Who's paying Shuckett for Tug? It's nobody's business. So they went from, again, it was, no, they're not doing it. They're all liars.
But wait a minute. We haven't asked anybody for any money to pay Randy Shuckett. We haven't asked for any money for legal fees. And so it really is no one's business how he's being paid, because we haven't asked the public
Right.
to to pay it. She, on the other hand, and Bruce, on the other hand, did ask for money from from their chat for Lynette's lawyer. So yes, they are owed who paid it. They should be told who paid it. It was a public fundraising
no,
thing.
it's even worse with the Ohio lawyers. Some of that money, so it.
Yeah, that money went totally missing.
Well, $1,300. You know, the way that there was a discussion that came up. There was a tweet, and they discussed it behind the scenes, and it looks like taking that plus some statements that were made to Tina. I take it that the $1,300 may well have went into this, or at least they were supposed to. It was supposed to be the $600 something, that was the PayPal pool, plus the $1,300, plus whatever's left over. So, 4,000 something bucks. That came out of money, which again, Lisa's supposed to get reimbursed from the project money. Isn't that interesting? So the money, again, they could not use to get a child out of a 10 by 15.
They couldn't use to get a permit for the actual project they said they were using it for, that they were raising it for.
But they can go and get a lawyer because, hey, Lisa's afraid that she's going to get it
for something totally unrelated. Yeah, that makes no sense. None. I'll be right back. I have to grab a blanket. I'm starting to freeze. We have a crazy blizzard going on right now, and I'm starting to shiver. As opposed
to like a very sane blizzard?
Yeah, it's all right. It's thunder. It's a thunder blizzard or thunder snow, or I don't know, but it's really cold. Is what I'm saying.
Thunder snow. That sounds dangerous. Yeah, go get a blanket.
I'm gonna get a blanket.
Thunder snow. Well, while Megan is away, let's remember, of course, monetize Marla, because Marla, of course, she doesn't have a lot in her life, and we really do want her to go out there and catch something. I mean, she loves fishing. Like I said, if you look at the pictures, look at her there. Look, just fishing away. We really would like her to catch something. It needs to be something like this.
I'm gonna catch something like the flu. I'm so cold. Freaking freezing.
That's why I have two hitting.
It's a shame I don't have any leg warmers. Yeah, it's just a shame. My legs are freezing.
Oh man, did you see the? Did you know about the war? The leg
what?
warmers. Oh my God, have you heard about that?
The leg warmer
you were part of
war?
it. Yeah.
There's a war now. Are there sanctions? Are there?
Yeah, it's coming. It's coming. Actually, here.
What do they put on Iran? It's
sanctions.
Right?
I've seen you running around in your tanks and stuff. I've seen it. Here it is. Look, I've got footage from the front lines. There it is. Look at this. Look at there. There's Megan and her tank there. World War I like. Look at me trying to get my leg warmer on.
Sneaking across some enemy lines with my bag of leg warmers. How dare you? The leg warmer wars of 2026.
Oh my gosh! The
link is up. The Ricada link is up.
Okay, good deal. Good deal. Did you see the? But
I've been bugging him all show. Put the link up. Put the link up.
You know what makes
it's called Idiot Emails. Idiot Emails in What the Hales Thumbnails lawsuit with a sad little Substack. Oh, this is going to be beautiful.
That's funny. I'm going to have to link to it just a second.
This is going to be beautiful.
Look at that.
Look at the print.
Yeah, you know what makes them happier though? Look, they were like, "Oh,
did you buy them leg warmers?"
Cold, I'm cold. I'm like, here's your leg warmers.
Son of a gun.
Look, they're so happy now.
How dare you? How dare you?
Oh, God, I know. I mean, they needed it. They looked very uncomfortable. So, I mean.
Oh my God. I'm freezing. I'm literally sitting here freezing.
Well,
I'm so cold.
I'm not.
And
my legs
you're
are pretty warm right
hoarding
now.
all of my leg warmers.
Yeah, my legs are actually very warm because of that.
I bet they are.
Very toasty.
I'm actually fine if you wear them for a while because I have large calves. You probably will be stretching them out so they'll fit me.
No, they are.
I have muscular man calves, so
I have set them aside. So, Idiot emails. I see it there. I'm linking it there for the redirect. Oh, that's
my
really funny.
God. I'm
What
so
time is he? Is he
excited.
going at 10, you say?
At 10 Central, yeah.
All right, let's see
Which
what
will
time it is.
be a perfect. It takes you usually an hour to get through super
Yeah,
chats.
I think I'll hit super chats then, and I mean, we've got so much that I figure this week will be crazy. There is still a lot to cover with lips and everything that came up. It was really weird too, you had Gabe over there. He kept bringing up things like he kept insinuating that Bruce ran to Israel because he's Jewish. I was like, what?
Oh my God.
What in the world? No. He did. It was the dumbest thing.
That is dumb.
Oh, I was like, nobody said that. Armenia because family. Like, what an idiot there. God. My favorite thing that came up, with all that too, that you didn't get to talk about really was the Gabe. Oh yes, the trustee looked calm.
Oh yeah. I did listen to your show on that one. So I do know about all of that, which frankly, I think there's no doubt that he watched a video of that.
Oh yeah. He made a little bit too much commentary on it, and I think they were trying to be coy about it at first, like ha ha ha, and then he said way too much. And what's weird is she didn't even pause or try to correct him or correct anything in the moment. They just sounded like they were really fucking out of it. So I thought these are people that
they sounded crazy. They sounded like slurry and
they were really out of it.
And I love how the excuse was, well, Gabe's always high. Like,
Yep.
That's your excuse. Gabe's always high.
Yeah, he's an idiot and he's always high. That was their excuse. Hey, hold this down for 1 second. I'll be right back.
Sure. Chat, I see you making cracks about my muscular man calves. I can't help it. I got them from my dad. I don't even do anything for them. They're pretty good looking though. They're just big and muscular. So I can't wear like zip up boots. That won't work. But they're strong, so that's good. And they look good in high heels and stuff. So I'm good with it. But yeah, getting a massage though, I always tell my massage therapist, don't even think about touching my calves. Because if she even tries, I scream because they are so tight. I'm just born with it. My dad has the same ones. And even when he was at his heaviest, his calves always looked amazing. I think it's genetic. I think it's just a genetic thing, but they're super tight all the time and they hurt. So like you can't have someone actually get in there and do anything or I'll be screaming. And she did the other day. It was funny. She went for the calves and I was like, oh God, please don't. Please don't. Like I won't survive it. It hurts too much. But if you leave them alone, they don't hurt. So you just have to leave them alone. Toe warmers? Yes, I could use toe warmers. All those slippers, which I have. I got some slippers for Christmas, so I'm all good there.
I saw that they were trying to deny that they contacted Olight as well, which I think is funny.
Oh yeah. I never contacted Olight. I never did. Look, we have the screenshots, you lying liar from Liarsville.
Yep. Indeed. Indeed. I'm going to hit some super chats. Are you sticking or are you out?
I'm actually hungry. I didn't eat today, so I think I'm going to go and find something to eat. And then I will be in the chat for the Rekkeda stream. I will be.
I'm getting set up for.
Are you going to be there?
Or I'm going
Are
to,
you going to be there? You better be there.
Yeah,
you better be there.
I plan on listening, and I probably fall asleep to it because I got to be up at 3 o'clock in the morning to start for my doctor appointment. So
right, and he's going to go on till like 4 in the morning.
Yeah, exactly. They're probably still going while.
Although he was streaming beforehand, so maybe he'll get tired early.
You never know.
Because he was streaming for like 3 hours before, right up till like 8 minutes ago.
It should be funny though, because he's gonna be making fun of Volmit's stupid freaking arguments.
Oh
I
yeah,
swear.
it's going to be so funny. And if you saw his tweet, he tweeted about it. I sent him the link to the Substack, and he tweeted out, "Oh, an idiot has written a Substack about me." Oh, it's going to be so good. I can't wait. I can't wait, folks. And make sure you get over there and subscribe and like and give him some love, chat. You'll be there to answer questions that I'm sure he'll have as well. One thing I know about the What the Hales fan base is that you all are so knowledgeable about all of the lore and everything, and he's going to need your help.
Yeah.
So you have to get over there and give him the same help you gave us when we first started covering this, because you were so helpful. And because the lore is so deep, there's going to be so much he doesn't know that he may have questions about. So please do help out when you can. All right, I'm out of here.
All righty. What's up, Max Lab? Thanks for the 2 there. Hey, Tug. Hey, man. Hope you're having a good one. Hope you've gotten back and situated. I believe some documents are dropping in. Give me a second. I think Fed 2. Oh, yeah. So the documents, the return of substitute service process and declaration, I believe those are going to end up dropping as well. So I'll end up getting those. Yeah, hope you're doing good, man. Hope you had a little break time. It's good to take a break and enjoy yourself. Man, all this stuff, by the way, I hope you come back at the right time with everything to watch these people implode. It's amazing. Jaguar, thank you for the 5 gifted memberships. Thank you, my friend. Appreciate that. It's good to see you too, Man, what an eventful time, man. And it's just going to keep getting crazier. That's the funny thing. Fallen Hero, what's up, man? How you doing, by the way? Thank you for the gifted membership. And as always, thank you for being here. Always. Thank you, my friend. 3 months there. Private Eyes Watch. Thank you. There's not a statement, but man, that is a statement for sure. 3 months there. Thank you. Ralph from me. From somewhere. Thank you for the 9 months there. I appreciate that. Thank you. 9 months, man. Birthing a channel membership. Actually, birthing one much longer than that. Thank you, my friend. Give me a second. I'm getting something set up while I'm talking too. Tonight will be funny. That the Volmit article, again, he's been having an argument back and forth with the Ricada Law. And he's it's really funny what they do. If they don't get their way, they throw a fit and they go in and they attack you personally, because they seem to think that makes their argument stronger, and oh man, that's really dumb, and their argument with the whole Bruce, it's dumb to begin with, so you're probably get a kick out of it. Brian, what's up, man? Thank you for the membership. Thank you. Welcome. Thank you for that membership. And welcome to Tugs Thugs. Thank you, my friend. Mama Coop. What's up, Mama Coop? I hope you're doing great and enjoyed the tune, by the way. Thank you. You rock, buddy. Well, you rock as well. Thank you. Drink here. Well, thanks for the vibe. The problem with scripts for pain is pain management doctors. Yeah, they're too lazy to manage. Yes, they will. Pain docs put an effort in. Yeah. Well, the problem becomes, there's so many layers of issue. It's like anything, though. When you have an issue, when you finally have legislation start to catch up, they over-legislate. They create a new problem, and then it will eventually somehow swing back to another issue, or it creates another problem too. It creates other addiction problems. It swings, but it's not like we're talking about, overprescription led to addiction issues, which led to restriction on it, which leads to pain problems out of control, which will lead to other issues, again, with other addiction problems. It's just such a mess. Bonnie, thank you for the 2 there. Kicking it off. Monetize Marla. Monetize it, Marla. That's right. I love it. There was a lot of you in the hashtag monetizing Marla. That's great there. Who's your daddy? Thanks for the 2 there. Tongue equals secret Asian man. I mean, secret Asian man. Yeah, exactly. It's easy to get those mixed up. I know. It's funny. Cynic, thanks for the 5 there. Marla ruined the fishing hole herself. She's in the middle of it. Yeah, her body displaced all the water and ran dry. Hashtag monetize Marla. Poor Marla. Scaring the fishes. I think the fishes, they couldn't stand to be around her, just like the people, the denizens of that area too. They were all like, yeah, gotta get out of here. I do not understand the explanation. Again, how can somebody that admittedly sits at home, thinks PIs are watching her all the time, is hiding out, how are they at the same time? And again, they can't get out, they can't do anything, but they're out fishing. It just doesn't make sense, man. It's so weird. I don't get it. Kermit Lips, thanks for the 8 there. Let's monetize Marla. Yeah, if she gets lost, it take force out of the milk carton to fit her picture in. Oh Lord. Oh Lord. You know what? I think all of that definitely catches a little bit of that blue light. That's right. Wikipedia, thanks for 5. Get a Ketorolac, is that right? For the knee injury, non-narcotic, and amazing for short-term pain relief. I'll shoot that over to Megan as well, for sure. Cindy, thanks for the 2. We screenshot her post, not block her. That's right. That's exactly it too. I mean, as far as Marla's concerned, nobody's blocking her dumbass. But I didn't catch any screenshots at all of that either. I think this is one of those, yeah. And then everybody applauded. Bravo, Marla. Bravo, you're amazing. Oh yay, everybody believes you. I mean, seriously, I reminded him to his face. You can't even reach me. They haven't built a ramp tall enough to get to my face. What are you talking about? I swear to God, to my face indeed. William, thanks for the 5. Put a Jabba the Hutt statue at pond. Have it reaching in the pond and grabbing a frog out to eat it. That'd be amazing. Oh Lord. Polar Smart, thanks for the 5. For my manatee Marla, unfishing license. There you go. Man, somebody needs to make me a fishing license for her. That's beautiful. Love it. Natalie, thanks for the 20 there. Marla Moolah. That's right. Get some Marla Moolah bucks. Fun times. Love it. It's good. Who's your daddy? Said thanks for the 2. Buffoon bucks. Marla sucks carb. Yeah, that's right. Hashtag Marla Moo. I'm telling you, you need to put it everywhere, too. Make it trend. Monetize Marla. People will be like, what the heck is that about? They'll look into it and then they'll laugh at it, I mean, just I tell you, the stuff is funny with Marla. We've laughed at everything today too, but I do want to say one serious thing. It does disturb me when I read over last night and they talked about lips. They talked about how, again, let me pull up a statement. Let me grab one real fast while we're going through this. Let me just grab something real quick because I really want to show you something, okay? Off of there, they were talking about her and her mental health, and they said here, they know that she has problems. I was definitely 100% a friend of Leslie's. When she was in her manic modes or her depressed modes, I was there. I'm not going to go one way or the other how we spoke or whatever. That's personal. I'm not going to throw those demons that she may have. Those demons. Again, she has all these problems. They know it, but they weaponize them all. And they didn't just talk about that. But they go and they motivate this chat. Again, these are supposed to be her friends. And they motivate their chat to talk about Baker acting her, which if you don't know, I mean, again, you're talking about involuntary commitment. So now I'm not her pal either. So when I talk about stuff, that's much different, you know? And what's crazy is, so look at, I mean, okay, these people are talking about Jeremy because he's getting info from her is supposedly taking advantage of mental illnesses that are going on. That's going to backfire. So these people, I mean, the hypocrisy in what they throw out there just blows my mind. But they're supposed to be this person's friend. And they have all these problems and they don't do anything about it. They think that she's a perfect weapon. It's crazy, isn't it? Anyway, back to the laughing now. I wanted to note that. Jack Small, thanks 5 there. Marla's mobility scooter is 4-wheel drive. Yeah, that's what I wondered, if she had off-road tires or something. How is that working? Triz, thanks for the 2 there. Marla in her moo-moo. Yeah, floating in the pond. Oh man, could you imagine? You're just kicking it with some water wings on. Her water wings are like 2 little destroyers. She splashes hard. She's like, somebody sank my battleship. God. Oh, fun times there. That is something to bark about. Hey, I appreciate you. Something to bark about. Thanks for the 2 there. Love the mug, bug, and luck. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. The kids, by the way, since it's early morning doctor stuff, they obviously, you haven't heard them rating. They are at their grandma's. You know, they've got a. They don't need to be woke up at 3 o'clock in the morning to go somewhere. I thought it'd be easier. So Jack Miles, thanks. And I don't want to take them to like Vanderbilt if I don't have to. I don't like taking my kids and exposing them potentially to something they don't need to be around, you know, if they don't have to be. Jack Miles, thanks for the 5. Trust me, as someone who's sat in jail before, federal hold, never released on the same day or on bond. Indeed. That's indeed, you know. And as someone who's done it before, well, hopefully, if it was a mistake, hopefully it was cleared. If it wasn't, hopefully it was just, you know, again, here's the thing with these people that kills me too. There are a lot of people out there that have made mistakes or, you know, have tried to redeem themselves. And these people, they were on full throttle doing some of the scammiest shit. And it kind of makes me mad because there are a lot of great redemption stories. And then when you see these people, what they do, gross, man. Angela, thank you for the 10 there. Hashtag monetize Marla. I hope your daughter heals well, Megan. Indeed. You know, happy holidays to Tug, Luck, Book, and Megan and family. May your leg warmers keep Tug warm. I know that's also very, very good. Yeah, love, Chad Mon, and extra love. Yeah, of course. Yes, indeed. Indeed there. Travis, thanks for the 5. When I was on probation, Tug, I got dental work and had to get a note from a dentist because he used lidocaine and poppy seeds. Damn, don't pop for speed. That's interesting that you had to get that. I could see that though. I could see that. And yeah, poppy seeds don't indeed. That's the whole thing. Like these people, like I said, if you go on Facebook, I put a reel together that laughs at them because again, they spent 2 entire streams dedicated to pointing this out, which we laughed about quite a bit, still laughing at. And when people ask them what happened, they just pretend like, oh, Jeremy did this. And it's like, damn, they lie about everything. It's amazing. They will lie about anything. And again, you have to join a cult to freaking to be part of that. Because if you question it, they attack you. It's wild, isn't it? Morning. Thanks for the 7. Yeah, FOIA police reports on Bone Crusher. Maybe I'm urinating his friend. Maybe. Yeah, they call him the streaker. Gross. I wonder. Angela, thanks for the tongue. I sent a Facebook message about what to send your girls from New Zealand, Candy included. I'll look over there. I'm terrible about Facebook messages, folks. So if anybody messages me there, just to note, I may be active, but I don't like their messenger setup. It really annoys me. So I'm terrible about it anyway. Right now, though, I haven't had a lot, like with the holiday season. It's been really hard to catch everybody up. But I'll see if I may not be able to get to it tonight. It may be, if you'll remind me tomorrow if I missed something, please, because like I said, I got all that tomorrow, and oh, what a mess. Can't take meds or anything, getting ready for it. Ugh. Anthony the warrior, thanks to the 5 there. The Lufa Mobile was leaning on the turns. Oh, yes, indeed. And I agree with John here. Oh my God, just threw up. Yep. Yep. It's even worse. Look up the website. Oh, Lord. Tomorrow, we will have an interesting discussion. It will be very gross. Jack's mom. What's up, Jack's mom? I hope you are doing great, by the way. Thank you for the gifted membership. Again, love those. Helps out the channel and gifts to somebody in this season. Love it. LA, what's up, LA? Thanks for the 5. I did look that up, by the way, in the Urban Dictionary. It is amazing that it links to the villages. And as John noted too, yeah, the villages, they have the highest STDs. Yes, they actually do have one heck of that. And that's what Who's Your Daddy pointed that out too. Yeah, look it up. It's actually quite crazy. It is. Tizzer. Thank you for the 5 gifted memberships. Bouncing those out. Boom, boom, boom. Thank you. Thank you, Tizzy. Appreciate you. Yeah, SF. Thanks for 5. Everyone's a liar in this. They all sound like Amber. They do. They absolutely do. You know, it's weird because anytime someone comes forward and starts talking about one of these people, they're all a liar. You notice they've had plenty of people come forward. They also, like I said, and they don't know anything or anything else. Again, like they talk about LP. LP didn't know anything. Well, LP knew enough when that lawyer got paid for. I guess that was, they kept saying that's all old news. Yeah, that was something. You notice, let me note this, by the way. You notice how I told you right away that I was 99.99% sure of how that got paid. How the fuck did I know that? Huh, well, now you know. So when I say I know things, if I'm willing, again, I always give a 0.1 because I play the litigation game. If you say I know 100%, well, it's the same thing with 9 out of 10, dentists agree or whatever. You give yourself a little bit, but how did I know? How did I know, indeed? And I did know. But I thought all that was old hat. I thought we didn't know anything new. And yet, again, they've been on denial trails. They say no bombshells. I mean, again, they're denouncing Leslie now, yet another person in their groups that has gone awry, according to them. It's wild stuff, isn't it? John, thanks for the 10 there. SCOTUS, Fleece Lee Esquire believes SCOTUS. She'll get Lynette's property before Jeremy does. She said she bought the fence and the boards for the barn. Did she just admit the money was hers? That's the way she's actually in the discussions. And then when you listen to what Leslie's saying too, that's exactly what she's saying. It's her money. All you people that gave money, only me, even though only me, again, if they try to pull that shit, only me wanted the money. He didn't give it to them. He gave it to the family, but it was raised through them. They didn't understand it. Again, I've got letters from him, so fuck all that noise, It's crazy. Something to bark about. Thanks to the 5 there. Thank you so much for shouting on my channel. Indeed. When you said you showed your girls, that made my day up to 248. That's awesome. What I need to remember when the girls come up, I need to show them while while we're doing a live stream. And that way we can play something and enjoy it. And I think that would be fun. So like I said, I like your channel. I like channels that this is my preoccupation, but sometimes you just need a moment to cleanse the palate, as it were. And that's a good palate cleanser. And it's fun. It's good. I like it there. Spirit Walker, thanks for the 10. Late to watch fee. Thank you. Appreciate that. It's like a late fee, only different type. Love it. What's up, Venom? Thanks for the 2 there. Here's some of that stain involved the bench truck. I know, man. Sometimes sometimes you gotta wonder where that $1,000 goes. Isn't that weird too? To just say, well, it fell off the truck and then never mention it again. It's like, hey, that $1,000. Where did it go? Don't ask. Bit of moss. Thank you for the additional 2. Almost forgot. Might need cement in a post too. That's right. That's right. Sometimes you got to get in there. It's funny. Wes, what's up? Thanks for the 6 months there. Ricardo went on a rant about the thumbnail lawsuit earlier tonight. Oh, God, that's funny. Because that thumbnail lawsuit is such a ridiculous joke. He's going to go on it again. Man, but it's because, again, Volment wants attention so badly that he argues the worst point. And again, you don't have to take anybody's word. Just think about it. This is clearly established case law. And they're arguing that something, you cannot use an image because somehow the act of putting something on a thumbnail it's commercial use. That's what they're trying to say. Just you creating a thumbnail or you taking a picture and putting it in a paper, whatever, that's commercial use, and that, again, it has, if you go and you look at what they're trying to argue in the law, it notes the exceptions to it. And it's so dumb. Such a dumb one. And so, yeah, Jack's mom asked before about the dedication ceremony. I heard that answered it. We'll see how crazy it'll get. Yeah. Lily, thanks for the 5 there. There was an article about a year ago, the local news, about STD epidemic in the villages. That's true. Yes. We actually saw that early on. And it's sad, to be honest. It's sad that over time, unfortunately, a lot of those horrific things that existed when you were growing up or, getting older, the awful diseases that consumed lives, they still exist, very much so. And in fact, with the statistics, it's 1 in 3 people. 1 in 3. So when you're thinking about that, and then you think about the quality of the oh God, man. And these people are running around loofah-mobile. Does the idea of that period, does that sound clean to you? Oh, I don't know, man. Again, people can do what they want in their lives, but the hypocrisy of these folks too. They like to talk shit about other people and how they live their lives and what they do. They were talking about people being indecent and they wouldn't want them as their neighbors because, oh, look at that person. And I thought, have you looked in the mirror? I mean, holy crap, dude. Such a mess. So gross. Barb, thanks for the 6 months. It's the fence. Yeah, actually, the whole, if you're talking about their claims there, they claim with the fence because what else could they claim? They can't claim the barn. They haven't done anything that would add value to it, right? Would they throw some sticks on the ground? So yeah, they would have to, because otherwise, again, what can they say that was a value adder? That fence too. Gross, man. Yeah, John thinks of it too. I wonder what the IRS thinks. Yeah, indeed. And again, I am not a fan of any federal agency, by the way, just to make this clear. These people, though, have flaunted what they're doing. And you tell them, you're like, yeah, if you get caught doing this is going to be really bad. But, oh, well, it's amazing. Like I said, too, you would think the chat would have problems when their own people come out and they're like, I feel like I got robbed in this or anything. They just turn on you. You either walk lockstep or else. And a lot of the people left. Like right now, people are watching because they're watching a shit show. But unfortunately for them, the shit show, they can keep it going for a little bit, but it starts to fall apart. And even when all they do, they don't bring anything new up. Here's the thing. People are able to ask them questions about what's coming up with like Leslie and stuff. And the reactions keep people watching because it's such a messed up comedy. But typically, once all of that settles, people, they just don't watch. Then they end up with a show that, you get 200 people watching, and again, 100 of them are still screenshots trying to see what goes on. It's just wild, man. But yeah, I have my favorites. Thanks for the tune, Megan. I have no power. Second time that sucks. I have my favorites. I bet your favorites are not that for sure. I hope that gets fixed for you, for real. All jokes aside, for real. That really sucks. I know the weather is hammering some people, and everybody stay safe too. Stay safe, stay warm. Kiwi Crypt Keeper, thanks for the 5 there. Don't panic, everyone. Randy is conducting a forensic audit on the flea. Wait for the results of that before you jump to conclusions. I actually think that they're definitely there's a lot. When you listen to what's being said, there's a few things I think sometimes that are being missed too. Go back and listen to what's being said about bankruptcy and Randy and everything. And I mean, from both sides of it too, because there's a few details I don't want to correct, by the way. I saw for Lynette too, I saw a glaring issue that she has overlooked. Massive one. And it will be real fun to point out once we finish, but I am not going to correct it for them because it's so dumb they left it in. And strange little badge, they survived. Didn't Lisa admit the Lynette never wanted fence? Yes, that's what she said too. That's true. Not sure they'll help her. Indeed, she said that she was ungrateful. She hated it. She was rude about it. So yeah. I also like that fence. If you were buying a place, like you were going to go in and buy something, would that fence be something that you were like, ooh, I'm going to keep that? Would you call that a value add? Because when I look at that, I think, oh my God, that atrocity, with the metal across the top and it's all janky and got holes around it. Would you consider that any kind of value add? Because I just don't see it. Just JF. Thanks to the 5. I think Popsicle Man is getting Popsicle Man. What? Lawanda. What's up, Lawanda? Appreciate you. Thanks to the 5 for a heated blanket for Megan. Oh, yeah. I'll turn mine on right now for her. No, I'm just playing. She needs for real, any of you that, if you need a heated blanket, go on Walmart.com. If nothing else, Sunbeam has a twin size, which is big enough for most people. For me, I get a small one. I like if my head's hurting, I'll actually lay it toward the top of my head, or I'll sit on it like for my back sometimes. But I keep a small one, and then Sunbeam has, like I said, a twin one. It's about $40. All right. It's I know there are cheaper models out there, but you want to you're talking about power and potentially burning your home down, right? So make sure to get one that you recognize. I said Sunbeam. Twin is big enough. If you see one that you want bigger, definitely get one. But I sit in my chair here with a twin size one. And after I live stream, I have another one that is plugged in on the other side of the room. That way the blanket over here never walks off, Nobody takes it. I have an extra one over here, and I never leave it on the other side of the room. That way I'm always warm with it. But that was another thing for Christmas that I ended up picking myself up for. Warmth. Warmth is nice. LaWanda too. Thanks too. What does the VIP mean on Marla's name? That was a screenshot from her from the chat over with the 2Ls chat. So essentially, they tried to put in a feature, you can do it here too, where it's about comments, but a lot of people comment about the same, right? It picks up the people that are here first and then start commenting on the channel first. It gives you basically a little, like a little score with a VIP. So essentially, Marla has nothing ever, and she's in every one of these things all day. Plus, she's on Facebook all day. I mean, she has nothing else except hating Jeremy Hales. That is her life. Her entire life is dedicated to this thing. It's kind of sad in its own way. I'd really feel bad for her if she wasn't such a horrible human being, But that's what that means. It's just a ranking thing that they do a top 3. But the only thing it kind of sucks too, because the way that it comes together, I wish everybody could kind of get scored, and they could, instead of trying to rank, because again, the ranking thing is so weird. Peggy, thanks for the 5. If 501c3 was used to get the Fins tax free, wouldn't that mean LP actually purchased it? I heard LP was with her in order to get the exemption. Yeah, she talked about doing that, and they picked up they paid for it with gift cards. So what's really wild about this is when she's trying to double dip into it too, they didn't pay money. People gifted gift cards, and she kept the rest of the money. That's the wildest part. So she's already kept money before, and now she's trying to keep the money again. It is the craziest scheme. And again, that's going to cause problems down the road. You can just see it, but they're idiots. Oh, it's lovely in its own way, Wanda, thank you as well. Thank you. Good luck on the dark. Thank you. I appreciate it. Moving, what do they call that? An autonomic function test. So, it's just looking at like why I still have quite a bit of vertigo all the time. And, some days I have a lot more brain fog than others. It's just part of this as well. And ear ringing. I'm like, man, those 3 things suck. The other stuff has kind of been controlled. But, I'm trying to find some answers. And they've been slow about it, because the medical industry likes to be very slow. That way you have to continue to kick out copays, Waiting 6 months for a test should not happen. But here you are. I thought, with the whole U.S. setup, this always irritates me. They talk about the reason ours is better than other countries because we supposedly are quick about getting in. Man, I've been waiting 6 months for a test. 6 months for a garbage. I mean, are you kidding me? So it ain't even faster, that's for sure. Anyway, thank you for that. And dropped a gifted membership. Thank you too. After that, one thing I will be happy with is I can eat something, and I will be able to have some caffeine. I don't consume a lot of caffeine. It's not good for you. It's not good with it, but I'll have like I've been pretty good about keeping it. I have about a Coke in a day, and I drink so much water. It's freaking unreal. I can't believe how much water I drink these days. I've been adding an electrolyte additive to my water in the morning. One of those, to a 16 ounce to a 20 ounce water, that's that helps with sodium plus that. And I've also added what is it? I added some supplement. I can't remember. They've helped a little bit, but now I have to interrupt my stuff there. And also, Resting Bee Face. What a name. That's great. Best of luck for you tomorrow, Tug. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. That's a great name, by the way. I love it. It's Resting Bee Face. I do. I love that. That's actually great. All right. Now, what I'm going to do, you have about 5 minutes before Ricada comes on. Now, this should be funny. I think it'd be funny for him to tear into again. Volmint made it very personal. He attacked it again. They're arguing the purpose of a case. They're talking about the merits, if it has any value or not. But of course, Volmint, his first thing when he goes in is, again, when it's not going well for him, he attacks on a personal front. And I think that's very telling. He wrote an article and it starts out as a personal attack, and regardless of whether this is a thing that I try to throw out there with anybody. That includes me, Megan, Hales, whomever. You don't have to like a person that's talking about something for them to be right. Like if you think I'm a horrible human being, okay. But the one thing you need to remember in that while you're thinking it is that these idiots over here, they have to be, they're world-class dummies. So God, if you think people like myself or like I said, Megan or whomever, we're idiots, and my God, these people make you feel like a brain trust. So anyway, go over there, have fun, watch it make fun of stuff. There's 4 minutes till. I don't know how long he delays, and he may start on time. I don't know, but I'm gonna kick it over there now. And again, tell him Tug sent you. Appreciate you.